This is the D-Generation ClixMania podcast. Here are your hosts, Ryan Redmond, Miles Kane, and Daniel Schwab.
Welcome back to the D-Generation ClixMania podcast. I'm your host, Ryan, and with me as always are Miles, Dan, and Pete. Miles, how's it going?
Been better. Going through some rough stuff, but hey, I'm finally home, so that's a plus.
That is a plus for good, right?
Yeah. Maybe. There's a few jobs coming up that I might probably get thrown onto for travel. So
hopefully they're not as long though.
No one,
because you were there for a while, right?
Yeah, I was there for 2 months. It started in October, so I was there at the tail end. I'm the only person at work or one of the few people that doesn't care if I travel. I don't tell them no. So
they probably ask you a lot more then because you don't say no.
Yeah, but it's prevailing wage, so it's like, okay, so I travel, they pay for my stay, they give me per diem, so I get $50 a day for being out of town, plus anywhere from potentially 30s, sometimes more. I'll take it.
Not bad. Dan, what's up with you this last week?
Things are on a bit of an upswing right now, but we'll see. Things could always come crashing back down. So
that's positive thinking right there.
Glass is half full.
Yeah, it is half full until I knock it over. So,
see, there you go. That's a pessimist. I love it.
Pete, what's going on?
I'm good. I got a new mic, so let's start there. I got bullied into it as usual.
You're welcome.
So I will still provide nothing of content, but my voice will sound better, evidently.
And that's what's important.
And yes, we had some weird weather here in southeast Wisconsin. It was probably the worst rainstorm I've ever seen last night here. It was like crazy. So luckily the basement survived mostly intact. There was a little bit of water on the floor, but nothing terrible. So it's just all onward and upward and on to the event this weekend.
Yeah, we actually lost a tree on Sunday from it, and then the rain was crazy yesterday. But back with us also is Aaron Morgan for some silver goodness. Aaron, how are you doing?
Coming live and in living color from the CB radio version of this app.
Well, Pete just got the new
good.
mic.
Yeah, I'll have to upgrade so we can keep going this with the back and forth.
We can get a GoFundMe to get you a mic for the road, Aaron. It'll be better. So.
Well, originally this episode was going to stay
focused. I don't know how I would.
What's that?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, originally we were just going to stay focused on our 2-day event in the Silver Team building, but we did get some pretty big news, including rotation and some other updates for Nats and Worlds. Dan, do you want to read what's going on with rotation in September?
Yeah, I think I can handle that much. All right, so rotation is occurring as of September 16th, 2024. This includes all maps and game elements associated with other and uncarded terrain markers, so non-standard terrain markers without associated cards from these HeroClix releases will remain playable in modern events. So 5-figure boosters that are rotating out are X of Swords, the X of Swords storyline, Avengers Forever, Batman Team Up, Spider-Man Beyond Amazing, and AV60. And then the standalone product is the original Hellfire Gala box set. And then the exclusives are Galactus, Master Mold, the Ghost Rider, the Cosmic Ghost Rider that comes with Thanos, which Thanos as well is rotating. The Sentinel, or both Sentinel, the Pogs that you get from Master Mold. And then both Scott Porters, the figures, and also the Bystander from 2021. So that's all going to be gone at rotation.
Oh, interesting that.
Yeah, so Scott Porter hasn't been modern for a year, which is crazy.
I mean, that's the best news, though, is that piece won't be legal anymore, neither of them, because it's on almost every single build, at least one of them. So,
I'm pretty sure they're all on. Just like you're talking, 97% of the builds have at least one porter.
Yeah, so I think that leaving modern, I'm the most excited about.
It's probably the best 25 points pieces in HeroClix history
ever printed.
And then you got 2 of them for 50 points. It gets a no-brainer. It just does so much. Like, I get why people don't want to play with them because they're on everything, but then at the same time, when you're building a team and you're like, well, I want to be competitive, what can I do? Not much better than that 50 points to start with. So,
Yeah. I mean, the thing too is like, I guess I never like if anything was going to be that meta, I didn't really have a problem with it being Porter for like everything he's done for the community. But I I won't miss all of that when they're gone because it just felt like such a detriment if you didn't at least play one.
And they're just on every team, so
yeah, I think it's just fatigue of seeing him.
Yep.
I mean, people have ways around of killing them. Like, there's a lot of times where they're giving up your first 25 points. And absolutely, everything that Scott's done for the community and everything else, he 100% if anybody deserves to be immortalized with those two characters, it's him. So
now they are most likely going to silver. Aaron, are you planning on keeping them in silver, I'm guessing?
So, big elephant in the room. Scott is like the mascot for the Rock Cup and HeroClix for Huntington, so it's a very hard call when he's a part of the format that is ran there.
So did he take it pretty hard when you told him that you're also going to ban them?
So, not saying I'm banning him because I'm in the middle of like responding to WizKids this week about what they responded to me with, especially with your event coming up. But I have some ideas if they're willing to listen. I get the fatigue. We're going to talk about some of the fatigue things that they announced in today's rotation because we haven't gotten to that part yet. So maybe, just maybe, they'll hear me out on that one. But otherwise, I actually think I have to talk to the man himself because I want his feedback.
At the very least, just making it so that you can only play one piece named Scott Porter would be a welcome change, I think. Otherwise, with 400 points, those 50 points are even more so on every team.
I like that train of thought. That is one of my ideas. Honestly, I would have to word it a tad better because I don't hate like playing one and the bystander because they do different stuff.
Oh, sure.
But yeah. So one figure named Scott Porter isn't a horrible trade, and I think most people would understand that too. So you're not really like cutting out the community that spent the money on a charitable item.
Right.
I don't know, but we'll see what they say. I get into that conversation on Thursday.
Okay.
Or to at least respond to what they sent me today.
Hear me out here. So if you want to play Scott Porter, you just got to make a charitable contribution in front of people, and then you can play one version of him during the tournament.
That's not bad either.
It goes right to charity, and everybody wins then. And you only get one of the two Porters.
Now, interesting enough, the Traffic Barrel, Death Metal Wonder Woman, Fulcrum Abominus, and even that Pixie from, I think, 2020 are not on the list.
Also, you get to keep Scarlet Witch and Quicksilver. I know those aren't.
Oh yeah, they came with Pixie at the same time. That's right.
Yeah.
Deadpool the Duck.
Deadpool
Yeah, no, I
Duck.
forgot last year they changed. Yeah, last year they changed them all, including that Plastic Man. And Plastic Man actually came out with the Wonder Woman 80 on time. They changed that to the 2022. So that's why.
Yeah. So that. Right. Yeah. Most of them are still tied to sets, so they're still legal. But there are some things I know that they need. They're going back to add anyway.
Okay.
Well, I do know that Brainiac Lex Luthor, I think that it's time to shine. I think it's really close to being meta after 4 years. So, if you got that figure,
I'll play it. Let's go. I've enjoyed playing it every time I put it on the table. So,
yeah.
I'm personally happy the Death Metal Wonder Woman's hanging out because I play that piece a lot. That nifty Traffic Barrel can go nifty somewhere else. I'm tired of that piece of crap piece already.
What's wrong with the Traffic Barrel?
It just makes 5 points of every one of your builds.
It
so
just confuses you.
To just
fine.
Hearing, your improved movement shuts off here, and then you're just like, I don't even care.
Wait, so you're okay with that? Being you want that gone, but the stop sign is perfectly fine, even though that's free. But the nifty traffic barrel is 5 points, and you can easily kill the traffic barrel.
So my problem with the Traffic Barrel is like, it doesn't work like the rings you pay to use the stop sign, right? So sometimes you get
Not
it for
always.
free, sometimes you pay 10 points. That traffic bro, you don't even equip it. You just carry it around. You're like, here, I just have this thing. I'm not using it, and then you
Yeah,
get
but most
carrying
people that use the stop sign, it's usually free, like for Scott Porter. So at least you are spending 5 points for that barrel.
All I'm gonna say is it's gonna nifty somewhere else.
Oh
Yeah,
How
no!
about that?
Yeah.
Band and silver. Here we go.
I think I even
No,
own
Traffic
one.
Barrel has been on all my teams. Like everyone plays Porter, I play Nifty.
Yeah.
Now,
Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
so it's interesting. So Nifty Traffic Barrel, let's say it does get banned in silver. If you're playing Plastic Man, can you still turn into a Traffic Barrel since it's not the same?
Not
Yeah,
nifty.
the other version. Yeah, I would say
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
nifty side, but the other version. Yeah,
Yeah, because that comes
I
with
mean-
Plastic Man. Yeah.
yeah. So it's still good. It's like playing the Blackbird. You can play the Blackbird, you just can't play the Retort style.
Then
So-
there's also an update to how tarot works. That's going to go live at the same time as rotation. Pete, do you want to tell us about what happens to your girl Saturnine and the future of tarot cards?
Well, I won't play Saturnine any different than she's been played because I played her for 35 points and never used the tarot feature of her because she's still great. But essentially, that they are getting a tarot card to be included on the force. The character must have the tarot keyword printed on their card, and they'll be errating the following characters to have that. X of Swords 24 Tarot, X of Swords 61 Saturnine, and X of Swords Organized Play 207 Saturnine, who is probably one of my favorite pieces in HeroClix history. So I'm fine with it. I mean, I've been very vocal about tarot cards. I just don't play them. But other people that really like them, it gives them an option to do that, I guess. But you now actually have to pay the points to play them. They're not just a free game state. So I think that's cool.
Yeah,
I like this change.
So
I'm guessing this changes Silver's plan of banning.
Yeah, I was going to ask you, Aaron.
So, in response to the article, I definitely out to somebody and was like, if we're gonna add the tarot keyword to people, I nominated a figure. Technically, it's her tarot, so we'll see what happens there. I'll say the figure. Sorry, the Super Rare Genesis from X of Swords.
Why stop there? Go with the chase, or go with the slot price.
No.
No, because of what I'm trying to highlight a figure to be better and played,
Oh, for
not
sure, yeah.
increase something that's
Yeah,
already
for sure.
broken. So the
Yeah,
chase
no,
had
that's
its
100%,
time.
Yeah.
The OP
Yeah.
figure had its time. That super rare is fun, and if she got the tarot keyword to play with her deck, I'm all for it. But I doubt they acknowledge that. So
Yeah, if she had moving attack on her back clicks, I would play her way more often. It's just the fact that she becomes a sitting duck if you hit her even a little bit.
Right.
I mean, to be fair, we have bikes now. I can give up some swords on her to play a motorcycle version.
I'm just saying, motorcycle health cycle.
Makes everyone better.
Motorcycle. Yeah.
Yeah.
And then the last big announcement has to do with maps. Miles, you want to tell us what that is?
Yeah, this has actually caught me by surprise as well. So for the upcoming nationals at Gen Con as well as the World Championships of Memphis, and I'm assuming this also means Pulp since it says championships. They will only be 2x2 maps. So the larger maps are not otherwise rotating from Modern, and are still legal to use at other events for as long as the sets they are associated with are legal for play. So I think that's mainly just meaning for everything that's not nationals or worlds. But I guess they wanted to try and do faster, more interactive gameplay. That last sentence will lead to a healthier, more competitive metagame. I'm not quite sure. It's pretty much if you win map, or if you go first, you win. Right now, with the amount of alpha potential with figures like Blackheart, Prime Spider-Man, the Ivies. Yeah, so I'm not quite sure healthier is the right word, but I see what they're doing. I'm hoping this comes in with some bans, potential watch list, maybe some erratas for some figures. Just try and even the playing field a little bit because there is some teams that like larger maps. I wish they would just pretty much ban Morlock tunnels because there is a few other big maps that I do like. Danny the Street is one of them. So, but I'm I guess mainly okay with it. It just sucks it's all big maps that are gone.
Yeah.
If it ends up being like a huge issue, I hope there's a quick turnaround to at least some fixes before Worlds, though, since they're doing it at Gen Con also.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Aaron?
Yeah, that's...
I would say, so I'm going to piggyback on the map thing. I'm not going to rein it in as much as they did, but I am definitely looking at a curated map list for Silver Age. That does not mean I'm getting rid of big maps. I'm going to focus the format a little bit more than we have right now.
How much smaller do you think that list is going to be than the current one?
I mean, it can be a third and still be good. Okay. There's so many maps in Silver Age right now.
Oh, right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's more of like, let's clean it up some. I had a post out not long ago that asked people about their favorite maps. So maybe instead of doing what I had originally planned to do this year with the rock maps and rotating out a big chunk, actually, because I know where we're going, it's more of maybe I just curate the rock maps and the Silver Age WizKids maps, and then I can rotate stuff in and out every year, and it adds flavor to it, versus those maps everybody spent money on or have collected over the years just kind of go away.
Right.
But that's my game plan.
Okay. Yeah, I have a ton of the neoprene maps, so it's nice to be able to know that I can use them. All right.
I will say the ones I've either helped make or made are probably sticking around just because.
That makes sense.
But I think everybody likes those so far.
So you're saying that Morlock Tunnels is not rotating them. Got it.
No, it's gone. I have one map I always put on my map list, and it's because I made it. And that's the judges made the Haunted Library map for the Rock. So I always play that map.
So I'm assuming you're just mainly targeting the problem children maps, right? As far as like your curated map list, that's more or less what you're worried about is, okay, well, what do we know are the consistent problem maps that come up or have the problem?
Yes.
Yeah, that's kind of
overplayed.
Or that, yeah.
So what? Oh yeah, the overplayed, yeah. The only other thing I have to look at is I don't like that we collectively walked away from maps that people just need to learn how to play on. But I also know some of those are problematic, so I have to look into maps that give me those things we didn't teach people how to interact with and make sure we get that going again.
Are you talking about the difference between doors and windows and how people don't know what they are?
Yeah.
All right.
That's a big one.
I don't know how. It's not hard to understand. If you know what a door and a window is.
It was apparently...
there's 99%.
I guess for me, it wasn't that I didn't understand how it worked. It was more the annoyance of how it interacted. It was the thing for me. It wasn't that I didn't understand how they worked. I knew how they worked. It was just like, well...
No, yeah.
My favorite response I ever got was I was trying to explain the door to somebody, and I was in their house, and I went, look. I went to the other side. I was like, can you punch me? He goes, if I punch through the wall. And I was like, that's not the point. Can you physically hit me right now? That's what a door is. Right.
If they had destroy blocking, or I mean that's.
It's just like, come on, man.
Yeah, it's.
I saw there was a meme that was pretty funny with that guy looking at a butterfly, and it says HeroClix players, and then there's a butterfly, and it says, "Is this the door?" That one I thought was pretty good.
Yeah.
All right, so now on to ClixMania 2024. It's finally this weekend. So for the Saturday, July 20th event, this is the 300 Modern. It has a 9 a.m. registration time and 9:45 start time. Cost is $30, and if you stay through all the rounds of Swiss, everyone gets a DC HeroClix Broadsword Construct for participation. And then these are all cumulative here. So top 8 gets an Iceman and a Venom God of Symbiotes. Top 4 gets King Arthur, and then top 2 get Old King Thor, and then first place also will get a Deadpool Weapon X retail chase booster. And then for the Sunday event, Sunday, we have that's on July 21st. It is the 400 Silver event, 2v2 theme event. It also has a 9 a.m. registration time and 9:45 start time. This cost is $45, and that's for the whole team, both people. So it's not $90 like some people thought it was. It's $45 for the team. And then if you stay, again, through all rounds of Swiss, everyone gets a DC HeroClix Broadsword Construct for participation. And then all of these prizes are 2 of each, 1 for each player. Top 4 is going to get a Venom God of Symbiotes and a Superman with the rainbow hands. Top 2 is going to get an Iceman, a King Arthur, and an Old King Thor. And then first place, each team member is getting a Deadpool Weapon X retail chase booster. Then we are running BRs. We have enough to run 5 each day. Those are $15. We are also going to be streaming the top game each round on both days on our Facebook page, so check that out. Dan, did you want to add anything to that? You're judging the event with Jeremy, right?
Yeah, I think so. I didn't know how much. I thought Jeremy was competing on for Saturday for sure. Maybe not. I don't know. So I know I'm judging. I didn't, but yes, I don't really have anything else to add.
All right.
I'll just whatever you need, I'm there for. So please ask away. Like if you have questions, I am happy to give whatever clarification is needed. I have a nice bundle of stuff for specific interactions that I have saved up. So that's kind of the point. Is I'm supposed to be like, if you don't know it, please raise your hand or whatever you need to do and get a hold of me.
And then we have an event page too on Facebook, so we'll kind of post in that. If you have any questions that you want known before that, though, just shoot us a message so we can make that public so everybody knows. And then Dan, I didn't ask you about this before, and I think Aaron, didn't you guys do some sort of like written piece of paper that you can have for the event?
Yeah, I can post that for in the Discord for y'all if y'all want it.
Do you remember exactly what was?
And it makes it easier.
Okay, what was actually like legal and what you could write? Do you remember off the top of your head?
Did. Oh Lord, that was a big old post. So basically, just it needs to be stuff for your build. So the beginning of text, what you perplexed, your map choices, stuff like that. It's basically a breakdown of everything you need to be keeping track of during the game anyway. So for those who get in the heat of the moment and forget, it's there. Or for the love of God, to remember the destroyer roll.
And then like all of the beginning of game triggers, beginning of turn triggers, just to remember all that stuff, that was okay to write, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the only things you shouldn't be writing are stuff about your opponent's builds.
Like how to beat them,
or,
I think I read stuff like that, right?
Yeah, how to beat them, how their team works, so it's all mapped out for you. And then no profanity or lewd drawing.
Oh, that sucks.
And that one is because that's because, cover your bases, but nobody's done it, thank God.
Well, I won't be using any paper then for the last rule.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not bringing any anymore now, but
yeah.
Dan, you're fine with that, I'm guessing, as a judge, to bring a piece of paper that you can write down all your interactions with?
Yes.
All right, yeah, so we'll post that on what you can write down if anyone's interested in taking advantage of that. So, all right, on to the silver team building.
Nothing wrong with silver. Nothing wrong with silver at all.
So we are running the potential updated bench and ban list. If you want to go back and listen to episode 10, The State of Silver, and episode 14, Pete Sucks at Silver, we go into detail at the Sunday event and the build restrictions and all that stuff. So if you don't have time to listen to 2 more podcasts, though, you can just read them on the Win event page as well. And then we asked for just requests and pieces and themes, and then we made teams from those requests. So first we have from James Yount Jr. He actually sent in quite a few teams, so anyone that was able to make teams with these pieces. He did start with Venom Thanos. That is a piece that I think instantly died once King Deadpool and Elsa Bloodstone came out. But I did make a team with it still. What's that?
I think in silver, with him rotating for silver, I think him at 125 is actually not that bad of a call as an attacker.
Did you make a full team with him?
No, not with him. It's the last one on the list that I made a team with. But I'm just saying, with I was looking at him because unfortunately I really haven't had a lot of time because I've been dealing with a lot of stuff. But
yeah,
he's not bad at all at 125.
After rotation, I think a lot of things are going to change. Even like with the updated bench ban list that I built a lot of these teams with, things kind of change when they go to silver in a couple months. So keep that in mind with any of these. As far as what I built, though, I think that Zombie Wolverine actually does have a chance to see some play. He's a really good tie-up piece. He does get the avatars for free, so I put Ahmed on him. Gives him steel energy and poison, so that's going to kind of keep him alive for a while. And then because Venom Thanos can give those powers out to people with the monster keyword, I really went just monster theme. And a lot of these teams are going to have some pieces that I was excited to play with again, so there's going to be a little bit of repetition on my part. I was a big fan of the Prime Doppelganger. He definitely saw a lot of play, so I threw him on there. And still King Deadpool and Elsa Bloodstone, I think that they just offer too much to not have. And then you're going to see this quite a bit, but Sky Tyrant with the all black, Venom Magneto, and then the Commissioner, a 15-point Wendigo, and a 10-point Legacy Daredevil. And then I had 5 points over. So, Pete, what do you think went on my team?
That damn traffic barrel.
That did make it. Did any of you guys get a chance to make a team for Venom Thanos?
Yeah, I think you build him on monster. I mean, this was kind of, I've become a full silver guy now. I'd like to describe myself as. I find myself going back to pieces and I'm like, well, that piece was awesome. I should play that piece again. So I've had real fun building with this, but I think obviously monster is probably his best thing. So I had a pretty fun time with this team. I went with full point Goblin King. Oh, no, sorry, not full point. 175 points of Goblin King because that's just a great character. And I think he probably got played probably every other week when he started, right, Redmond?
Yep, it was real fun. You made it real fun.
Yeah.
Hey, and now that he's unnerfed, he's even better.
So 175 points of my boy, Venom Thanos, Giganto and Namor, because like the Colossal and the ability to carry. Orb from the Wheels of Vengeance, Jeff the Land Shark. So I only have 120 modern points, and my last piece, who really, in my mind, never got his due, but does something so unique that I love, is Dario Augur. Outwit probability control, and opposing characters within 5 squares cannot use team abilities. So now all of a sudden, your power cosmic does not matter. And we had games when we first started playing the monthly games where Dario Agger actually contributed to full point nulls just getting chewed through. So it was pretty spectacular. So I always have a place in my heart for that guy.
Yeah,
and he does a lot of other stuff too. Yeah, so.
Dan, did you make a team?
I did not for this one, so.
All right. Aaron, did you get a chance to make a team for Venom Thanos?
I'm adjusting a classic one of mine. So give me just 1 second.
Sure.
Alright, so this is a Dormammu build I had. So I have to drop Professor X off because it was X-Men themed. So let's see. Alright, Dormammu at 125, the super rare, not to chase. We have Hellfire Gala Polaris, Ducky Deadpool. Actually, there's my point. Drop Ducky Deadpool, actually. Keep Butterfly.
Okay.
Ducky Deadpool becomes Venom Thanos. Hold on, let me not crash into a mountain. It's that kind of road, I promise. So Dormammu, Butterfly, Hellfire Gala Polaris, Venom Thanos, Grand Prize, Apocalypse and Genesis, both as sword bearers. Elsa Bloodstone with the trick arrows. And I have 15 points left over. That is a Colossal Carnage. And I'll throw on the traffic barrel for the laps.
Now, have you had much luck with that Dormammu?
Top 4 with this build before, actually.
Oh, when was that?
This was in a Gear Gaming down in Birmingham, Alabama. What I ran back then was a little different than what I talked about, but obviously because of Elsa Bloodstone. But it was X-Men swap. I would swap out Xavier for Legacy Ant-Man and give Dormammu Warlock. So now he had the AOC rollout and all of the extra rollouts he already had. I basically one-shotted a Iron Hammer with this build.
Okay. Which Elsa Bloodstone
was
that? The Prime then?
Prime.
Okay, to give the equipment out?
Yeah, the Prime. Yeah, I'm going to give the arrows to Dormammu and laugh.
Oh yeah, that does sound pretty good. Next on the list is the iconic Snap Thanos. So I had him with the Soul Gem, just because the whole point with the Thanos is basically get hit, take damage, and then you get a gem token. And then once per game, you just power action. You have to remove 6 of those. And then his whole gimmick is if you do, each player divides their opponent's forces character cards into 2 piles. Each player then chooses a pile of their own forces cards and deals 3 unavoidable damage to all characters other than Thanos, whose cards are in the chosen pile. So I tried to just give him the ability to heal up a little bit. So with him and the Soul Gem, I also threw in Emperor Gladiator and the Power Gem, just for some mobility. Venom, Magneto, just because he's back, hopefully. Ruler Saturnine. It's a ruler theme. So I also have the Saturnine that we were just talking about. I played her in Mystical, and I put the Cloak of Levitation on her quite a few times, and I really like that combo, so I threw that on for her as well. And then the original Surtur for the retail once Thanos gets hit. And then I had a couple points left over, so I went with another Legacy Daredevil, a Gorilla Grodd from JLU, the Chase, with the 5-point Liar Ring, because him with the 10 range mind control is pretty good. And then, Pete, guess how many points I had left over?
Oh, God damn it. That traffic barrel?
Yeah, it went right on there. It fit perfectly for 200 modern points.
It's almost like it's uncanny every time how it ends up on there.
The rolling with Snap Thanos is, since you can divide a pile into 0 cards, are you then able to choose that pile of 0 cards so then it's not dealing that damage?
Well, your opponent's the one that puts them and makes the pile. So if your opponent puts 0 cards in a pile, then you just pick the pile with 0.
Yeah, I thought it's each player then chooses a pile of their own forces cards.
Right. So your opponent's makes your pile. So if your opponent makes a pile that has 0 character cards in it, you can pick that pile. Right?
Oh, okay, yeah, okay. Yeah. Yeah, I was reading that thing. I thought you were able to make the pile and then choose your own pile. So, yeah. That's...
who else made a team for Iconics Thanos?
I also made a team for Iconics Thanos.
All right, let's hear it.
But I went Cosmic. I like Iconics Thanos. I played him. I played in our big monthly games. He showed up huge in Monster. So we're going to go back to the old well here and put a Soul Gem on my buddy. So So that way you're trying to fight your way through a huge dial with 20 defenses stacked on top. Then I went with Emperor Gladiator 2 because Redmond copies me a lot. That's all. I'm going to leave it at that. Throw some Billy Clubs on him. I went with Trelane for dice manipulation. Dark Phoenix, the Colossal from XDPS. Because Mama's coming home, like Aaron said. Regular Phoenix Colossal from XDPS. And then the Collector from... oh my god, I just blanked on the set.
Disney Plus.
Thank you.
Disney Plus?
Yeah, just because the +1 to everybody for the damage is huge. So I think that he makes a lot of other figures very, very playable. Plus, he also gives you Perplex. And then I needed TK from somewhere. So I put a spin ring on the Collector. And the only thing I didn't come up with really was Outwit. But I think you can kind of figure it out with the team there without Outwit. So that's what I came up with for Thanos. And he's wildly fun. If you haven't played him, I'd definitely recommend trotting him out and trying him. Even at 150 points, I'm part of a 300-point build. He's a wildly fun piece.
Christine won the Cosmic game last year with him. How did he do with Monster? Did you win Monster with him?
I think it was Monster. He outlasted. That was before you changed the rally die rule. So that was a game where he had to kill Carnage essentially 60 times.
Oh, that's right.
Or
no, it was Blade. It was Blade, right?
Blade, yeah, Blade there. Yeah, Carnage would have been the only thing that gave him a problem. So we had to drag into the fight Carnage to get killed by Blade, and then I had to kill Blade like 60 times. It was ridiculous, but he just is so hard to deal with. So eventually it just got to the point where it just was clearly, obviously, attrition. So
yeah, so I actually didn't realize that he's won 2 of the monthly games last year. So that is pretty big. Only thing I had a challenge with was fitting 50 modern points on after he took up 150. But
I didn't really. See, I didn't have that same problem. I was like, oh, this is not that bad.
Did you make a team for him?
Yeah.
Let's hear it, Dan. Share your team.
So I actually went Monster. So I played. I have Venom Thanos at 150, and then I put a lot of my other points are I have Venom Wolverine, I have Venom Magneto, I have Dr. Frankenstein for the free support.
Frankenstein,
yes. And then because it's just he may die easily, but free support is free support, so I figured that seems pretty solid of a choice for me as far as what I'm working with for this. So. And he fills part of my silver criteria, which was nice. And then what was it? What's the rest of it? Part of my other was Jeff the Land Shark was part of my other 25 points. But I'm not sure if he's better or if Dr. Frankenstein is better because Jeff also allows you to heal with the pizza objects. So that was the idea, was to keep Thanos up and with either the free support or the pizza objects. So that was kind of the idea there with that, was to do that instead. And then I had the trick arrows on Thanos instead. I paid for them just because that felt pretty good from range. Like, he's got good values from range, so the trick arrows just felt like that was a good call for him right out the gate. So because I could heal enough that I felt like I could put something a little more offensive on him.
Yeah, Jeff is great.
Jeff's a good 25 points.
Aaron, did you get a team for Iconics Thanos?
No, I'm not a fan of what they ruled on him, so I haven't messed with him.
All right. Miles, you said you did not, right?
I did not know, because I'm right there with in Aaron's boat right there.
Okay. So next was Iconics Wendigo. This one was actually pretty fun to build. I went with Monster. I put him, and then he's a giant, so you can't equip him. So I ended up putting the Avatar of Amit on him and Kithan. So now he's a 13 with a 20 defense, 5 damage up top. And then because of the improved movement blocking, I really just stayed close combat and kind of have him open up the way for anybody else. He has 3 stop clicks at 95 points, so I played him at 95. And then threw on Venom Wolverine from Empire, King Deadpool and Elsa Bloodstone. And like I said, there's going to be some repeats on a lot of these monster teams. Sky Tyrant with All Black, Venom Magneto, the Colossal Surtur from the Mighty Thor, and then Wendigo, the XDPS one, Legacy Daredevil, and a 10-point Moloid for the Empower since everyone's up close. Who else has a team for Wendigo?
I'm working on one right now. I got 5 points left. And yes, I already have that one. Traffic. I already got the traffic barrel.
I did forget.
So,
yes, I also had that.
Oh, good. No, it's amazing. It's back again. So good.
Yeah. So, I guess, you know what? Let's just go ahead and throw on, what is it going to be? The sidestep one. Cloak of Levitation. Yeah. Okay, so I did the same thing. I played him at low. With
so not
Chthon
the same thing at all.
It's not. It's Avengers theme. Okay.
Oh, nice.
Put him on Avengers. Got double Steve Rogers. I don't think I really need that second Steve Rogers because I decided to bring in Black Leopard instead. So, but it's Falcon with Cloak of Levitation, Black Leopard, Wendigo with Avatar of Amit, the swap Captain America, one of them with motorcycle, one of them without, and then the 40-point Captain America Pegasus. I got Ant-Man, Hawkeye, and Hawkeye to swap out the two Steve Rogers for. Morph is going to be swapping into the Captain America. And then, yeah, so I'm still working on my sideline. But, yeah, that's where the whole entire point is to get him all the way across the map with Falcon. Because the great thing about that is that with Chthon and Amit, he has that special stop. This is the first time this click is revealed. After resolutions, you give all characters within 2 squares of either Wendigo or Marie Cartier an action token. So you're actually able to do an alpha and give everyone an action token because that's going to be first time revealed when you take the Chthon damage before healing them past that. Or healing them up from it.
Oh, yeah, that's kind of neat.
Yeah, so that's the idea there, making him an Avenger. Yes, it's still a work in progress, but yeah, I just think that would just be hilarious.
Yeah,
getting Wendigo with the Avengers. Yeah. Obviously more for the new ruling with the motorcycle. I'm playing him at 40, so yeah, I might as well give him that motorcycle. So that way he's going to have his charge to be that much more of an annoying piece. And then, yeah, Black Leopard's there for obvious reasons.
For obvious reasons.
Yeah, I mean, you get Hawkeye and Hawkeye with Ant-Man on there, so you're double loading up on all your win conditions. Ant-Man can also make Black Leopard giant if you need him to be. So you have the Alpha Strike with Falcon and Wendigo, as well as an Alpha Strike of Hawkeye and Hawkeye. So, yeah, it's way out of the box because no one's going to build Wendigo with Avengers, so I figured I might as well be that idiot that does. It gives you multiple win conditions, so figured it's worth testing out.
Yeah, I built it as a beat stick, but I like your 45-point, just make them hit that stop click right away by taking a token.
Yeah, I mean, it's only the first time it's revealed, but, you know, you're actually able to, especially with an Alpha Strike, if they took, like, an action to, like, do anything, they're now double tokened. Or they'll be having an action token, which means they'll get double tokened if they want to attack your Wendigo.
Another time. Well, yeah, it's every time that click is revealed, so if they hit him again to that second one, it'd be tokening again, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so that means that if they want to KO Wendigo, unless they have Battle Fury, they're going to be, all of them are going to be double token within 2 squares of him.
Yeah, neat. Aaron, did you get a Wendigo build?
Not able to work on one for him. I do want to build something with it, though, so I'll post that in the comments of this one.
Okay. Dan, did you get something in?
I started with him, Cosmo, and Spider Hammer. I did like the Amit trick with Chthon. I also played. I wanted to play him at 95 because I just like the 3 stop clicks. I think it's pretty solid and like just giving out action tokens. He very much reminds me of Firstborn, and I really wanted Firstborn to work, but he's a little bit better. than that. I mean, it's different. It doesn't necessarily be like better or not, but yeah. So that's where I've started like so far. I wasn't sure where else to go because like Cosmo is your TK, but you also want him there to shut off powers. So I don't know whether it's better to like have him just shut off powers and have Wendigo, but Wendigo can't carry him either because he's hypersonic. So you have Passenger Zero during that. So I'm still trying to like work out the rest of it. But that was where I started. I think still getting Cosmo up there along with him to then just attack.
I really like that idea.
Yeah,
so hear me out. Mix your idea with my idea. So Falcon carries Cosmo and places Wendigo.
I mean, I don't hate it.
You boys are ignoring a very simple way to fix that problem, and that's on Animal. So Dan, you and I started the same way. Wendigo with Avatar of Khonshu. Spider-Ham.
I'm on Animal, but Kazar is not really good enough for that. I don't think for 50 points.
Dude, you got 30 points of the Jaw. Legacy Jaw carries everything you need around from Animals. Trust me. You put Cosmo with him.
He does.
You take your power action. You decide what you don't want somebody to have. You place Cosmo. You outwit. You bring Beast from Avengers Forever to attack. You bring Maggot to pop out Pogs and attack. And you can bring along the Hive Evolutionary Prime to give probability control. There you go. There's your dropship team, and then Wendigo just comes in and mops up everything. So
it's your typical. It's your typical Animal dropship team with Wendigo added on top. Okay, I get it.
Yeah.
He honestly looks pretty fun, so I think I definitely will build something with him.
See, so my other thing was I really wanted to build with the Avengers Illuminati Lockjaw because I like him too, and I think he does some really neat stuff, and he's only 10 more points, but because he can also carry characters with the flight doesn't matter, but it's the stop click, and he can do in cap if he wasn't moved or placed this turn. And he's got full dial plasticity, so he can tie people down. So he was definitely on my list of things I wanted to put on this team. So it was debating like him or the other Lockjaw.
Lockjaw is usually pretty good. That one saw play, I think, on a couple teams when he first came out, but then he kind of dropped down and play real quick. Next is he just wrote Galactus, so I'm not sure if that meant just as a herald or a full piece on the map. So I did put him on the map as a 100-point piece, and then I built a herald team. And since everyone has the herald keyword, I was able to use all 3 avatars. So I put Tower on him for a full, what is his range? 11. So for an 11 range, improved targeting, hindering, outwit. And then I used the Notorious Hal Jordan with Khonshu, Star Sapphire from Wonder Woman 80, gave her the Star Sapphire ring. She doesn't pay for that either. And then the Wonder Woman 80 Sinestro, that was a piece that we actually played a lot that was pretty neat. Put the spin ring on him. Guy Gardner from Wonder Woman 80, Red Lantern ring for free. The Notorious Black Lantern Batman, he got Avatar of Amit. And then Chip is just a really good 35 points, so he got the Green Lantern ring.
Chip with broadsword. That's where it's at.
Yeah, I was looking at that, and I don't know. I like him with that ring a lot. But the 10 attack blades, I've just had so much bad luck with rolling blades in the past that it always feels bad to put that on. But,
I would just use it for +1 to his defense. That way he's going to be a 21 from range.
Oh, sure. Instead of
yeah. Or even just a 19 up close. That was the main reason why. Yeah, no, I don't. I have horrible luck with blades rolls too, so I just like the +1 to defense.
Yeah, that's not bad actually. That's free, so yeah, that's good.
No traffic barrel.
I did not have 5 points on this build, unfortunately. It is a straight 400 points and 200 modern, so it was.
How are you going to live with yourself?
I'll just play it once, and then that's it.
Okay.
Did anybody else get a Galactus build in?
I did not, just because I was.
So you're gonna make him Spider-Man family, with Mary Jane.
Yes, let's go.
Yep, and then you're gonna also have 1776 for Falcon, and we're gonna do a dropship Galactus team. Okay. We're gonna place Galactus, and he's obviously playing him at 100 points, and then he's just gonna pulse wave. You know, I mean that's.
So he's going to deal everybody one damage, and then he's going to die.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a fun trick.
Well, the funny thing is like all you got to do is move him 4 or 5 squares, and he can just see the full board.
Miles
basically.
prefers to drop him right in front of the team for a 4 range pulse wave instead.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's exactly what you want to do.
Yeah. I would play him at 250, so once he rotates, if you're going to play him on your main force, it has to be at 250 instead of 100, just so he can reduce penetrating. And then you just free place him with your Falcon and just go to town.
I'm not sure I'm a big fan of this build, Miles, but I would like to see it.
Give him 4 for free? Well, of course not. I'm not expecting much. You know what? This isn't Starro 2.0. It's just Galactus main force.
We're getting there. Give it time.
Give it time. Give it time.
Aaron, did you say that you built something with Galactus?
Yeah, I actually just played this build last weekend, so that worked out. So I went pure Herald theme. I'm running Fire Lord at 150 points with the Beyond Amazing Pumpkin Bombs. Because his energy explosion is already gross, so why not make it better?
Oh, that's disgusting. You hit somebody with that. That's terrible.
The setup. You need to make sure everybody's near each other. So you do Stardust as a Herald. So I get Galactus on the sideline. And you run the Terrax team-up card, and you give him the Power Gem. And then laugh about anybody who has bystanders.
Oh, doesn't he just eliminate them all with the
Sorry,
team-up card?
you paid for that ring. Yep. I made constructs. No, you didn't.
What did you play this one at?
It did pretty well. My local. This was last Sunday. We ran a 400 silver. I toned down my bullshit for 1 week. But it was really fun to play. So basically, I put you on. If you make me go to map, I pick Bloodstone Maze, so I can position Stardust properly for the pulse wave trick. And then I yank everybody into one spot, and Firelord goes, "Well, that's where I'm supposed to shoot, I guess," and just eats everybody. And then Terrax is there for follow-up if he needs to.
Yeah, the 12 speed destroy block. That's extremely good on Bloodstone Maze, because, you get exactly where you want it to be by just destroying all that.
Yep.
I do just like Did you come across any teams that were super heavy into bystanders that just killed a bunch of them?
My locals know, because I had to fight Asgard, apparently. That was my coming up Galactus event.
Okay.
My first round was against Old King Thor. I did beat that guy. That was fun. And then the second round was against Iron Allfather at full.
I respect that.
Yeah. That was... that team could have been way worse had that guy tweaked it a little, but I respect the Iron Allfather builds, so it was fun to watch go toe to toe. I will say that Stardust never died, not one time, which I was proud of. So
I like it. Yeah, I like Stardust.
Yeah, when I played Stardust in the Rock Cup, Stardust was just too good. The Stardust Guy Gardner combo was just too good.
Well, so Stardust is my favorite Herald, actually. So the fact we've only gotten 2 of her ever is rough. But for her 100 points, she's pretty good.
She catches a lot of people off guard.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah.
Dan, did you get a Galactus build?
This one I did not, because it was one of those where I was like, is he just wanting us to play him with just like the Herald dial and the converter, or is it like actually main force? So
I think once Galactus
I mean,
rotates,
if you
though. What's that?
I was gonna say, if you just want to main force Galactus, you just need time breakers. And he can go wherever he wants then.
that is true. You just have, at least on a small map, you only have to get him like 6 squares, and then he just shoots the back of the board.
His dial is
Not
just
even.
so
You can just-
small.
You don't even have to get 6 squares.
Yeah, you just move him once
Yeah.
and just turn his base lengthwise.
You can
Oh,
literally
yeah, then
just
he shoots
spin
that.
ring him.
Yeah. Then he,
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Spinning him.
he just goes, wee!
Once he goes to silver, though, 25 points for Power Cosmic, I think, makes a ton of stuff playable.
Oh, definitely. Yeah, I could see that happening all over the
Absolutely.
place.
And then, Pete, did you say you have a Galactus build or no?
Oh no, I do. So probably one of, I don't know if it was fun for everybody else, but probably one of my most fun nights locally was we had some ridiculous like 1,000-point team build. So Golf just made mine, and I basically just made a kill box with him shooting over the top of everybody else that drove everybody into a kill box of Pulse Wave. So I went with him with Avatar of Amit because I had to put an avatar on somebody. I also built Herald. Stardust with Konshu, so she has prob on the Pulse Wave. And then I went with the Silver Surfer from the Fast Forces, that you can do the range attack after you can select the range. So you can Hypersonic and then Pulse Wave, and I put a Power Gem on him because, I mean, why not? That way you get those numbers nice and high. Sinestro from Wonder Woman with the Indigo Tribe Ring, Green Lantern Legacy with Green Lantern Ring, and the Goat Cordian Thunder for 15 points with the Sinestro Coraline. So that was it. It was just Herald. And it was kind of similar to what I did that night for just like basically putting people, either you're going to deal with the 11 range triple target and come after him for 100 points, or you're just going to get chewed up on your way over one dink at a time. And most HeroClix pieces get worse after their first 2 clicks. So you'd be surprised how many teams just get completely decimated after getting hit with 2 Pulse Waves. So that's what I built on it.
Yeah, I actually remember that that night.
Wait, hold on. 395 points, and guess what made the build?
Did you get a barrel?
I put the barrel on it just for you. You couldn't make it happen.
Yeah, I remember you actually playing that.
My God, give it to Galactus and laugh.
I played a celebrity team, just a nice, fun celebrity team, and then Pete brought that shit. I just basically hid in a doorway or inside a building and waited for you to come to me, and just got pulse waved over and over again.
It was a great night.
That sounds like a Pete team. That definitely sounds like
It was a great night.
Very much
Well,
was.
when they go to these big builds, I'm like, what do I do with this? And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna put as much pulse wave on the board as possible. So it was fine.
Totally sounded fine.
Next was Panda Pool. So I think he really only sees play on Animal, and I started building. No.
I got a strat. It's not, you're not gonna like it, but I do have a strat for him.
I'm surprised Dan built the team.
Yeah, I know. Why don't we let Dan go first since he built this one? Dan, what do you got for Panda Pool?
So he's going on Assassin because Power Broker lets him go, if you're me, probably almost every turn. Because you give him an injection token, and then you just take the token off every turn. So then that 60 points feels a whole lot better.
I don't know if I like.
And
okay, I'll let you keep going.
I know you don't. I know you don't like Power Broker because it's not Talon on Assassin. I know this, but I was like, well, she was the one thing that allowed me to keep taking tokens off of him to keep him going. So I was like, oh, this actually works. And then I played the Rebirth Deathstroke for 150 because I was like, there's not a lot of Assassin actually that's silver. So that was where I was like, oh, this is kind of tough. So I gave him the Carnage Symbiote to give him, because I'm always worried about my breakaway rolls, and Shape Change is not bad for him. So at least it gives him some other ability to like negate damage. So that was my thought with that. And then I have Atlas Bear as my taxi to help move up people. And I did put the spin ring on her for 5 points because just being able to maneuver someone for free at least one square, and when she's not moving because she does have sidestep on the speed power, I can sidestep TK and then carry people at least to the 2 squares. So I thought that was a pretty solid choice, at least that was my thought anyway.
It's definitely a different take on Assassin. It's not bad. I like that you can actually do something with Panda Pool because that's obviously his biggest weakness is not having the ability to take 2 tokens.
Yeah, so I saw Power Broker and I was like, haha, this actually might work.
Who else built with Panda Pool?
I teamed her up with LE Madison so he can never take an action. Because if she perplexes, he gets a token. No, I didn't build with her.
Damn it.
Man, I'm trying here. I'm going back to some tricks as we've talked about assassins so much. But it's you get to the point where it just gets really difficult.
I like that. Yeah, I mean that makes him playable. Power Broker isn't the worst, but that's not too bad. You can even make it Thunderbolts themed, so then you can even do more. You could do a dropship team if you use that Val to get Soldier in there. So then now you're going to do the super rare Wonder Woman 80 Green Lantern. Play him at full, get that 19 defend.
Well, I went ahead with Animal because I think his biggest thing that he gives to a team is that friendly characters with the Animal keyword within 2 squares of 1 or more plant terrain markers modify attack and damage +1. So I think that's where he really shines. So I put him on there with Man Thing because when he starts, he can also he generates 4 plant markers. So between him and Panda Pool, you're getting 7 on there. So 7 plant terrain markers.
Yeah.
And then,
but the Panda Pool one, that double slash is specifically for the 3 that he generates.
Yep. So you only get the +1 from attack damage from the ones that he generates.
Why is that?
Yes, because it's that's separating it. The 2 double slashes first. That's how it's being ruled right now. Because it's being specific to those 3.
Why?
There's a
it's because Ivy.
Yeah.
Things.
Because if she could also just get +1 attack damage,
If she had animals.
In a broken world, you get. Well, no, it's not that. It's if you were to run Panda Pool and an Ivy or 2, and then like Kong, who does have animal keyword, and you all of a sudden have plants across the map, that's bad.
So now Kong is hitting her a bunch.
So that's being separated from the. Yeah, that's like specifically for his markers.
All right. I don't like that ruling personally. It should say friendly characters occupying within whatever his plant terrain markers then, but fine, whatever.
Yeah, I don't like it either just because the text, like his actual, the way it is written does not specify like which plant terrain markers.
That's why it's hard for me to build around him because that's exactly what I was doing. Is you're gonna break, I'm breaking with Kong.
Since he's potentially benched, I did not build with Kong on this one, but I did throw the Man Thing in there for what I was saying, where you get 4 more plant markers. He at least still has super strength. He's not a bad piece, decent attacker, so he still works on the team. But I also put on Cosmo to take away powers, Maggot if he comes back, Chip, and then I did the Lockjaw. And then the new Beast, just because outwitting 3 powers is pretty good for 30 points. And then I don't know how he doesn't see more play, but the JLU Ultra Humanite, that piece is just ridiculous with the improved targeting for mind control. Prime Evolutionary, or High Evolutionary, which makes like every animal team. And then I threw on 3 Wendigos for 15 points each, and then Gorilla Grodd again with that Liar Ring. The big thing is that there's a lot of super strength, so if they're picking up those plant markers, even though I guess I get 3 instead of 7, still don't like that ruling. You can still put them down and try to kind of plan how you're going to attack. So you can still bring them up and use them no matter where you place them. So you're at least getting some offense off with them instead of letting them be like trying to put them on the other side of the map and let the opponent blow them up. So then they're worthless. That was my thinking.
All right. Martial artist, hear me out.
Oh my God. All right.
I got Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle 3025 Michelangelo, Raphael, Donatello, and Leonardo for 300 points of turtles. And I have Panda Pool, and I have ADW Saran with the spin ring, and I have 5 points left, so there's a nifty traffic barrel. And I hit every major power. Let's go to war, boys.
I want you to play that at a
Turtles
400
are back.
silver event.
the turtles are back. Zero G ninjutsu.
And that's a ran with Prime Kingpin, baby. 11 for 3 with toughness. He's going to make a comeback.
That's what I got for martial artist.
All right.
That's
So we're
all-
probably
I like
not building a martial artist team for him. Does anyone else have a Panda Pool team, or should we move on to Elsa Bloodstone?
I do not have a Panda Pool team.
All right, so on to Elsa Bloodstone.
Moving on.
So pretty sure that he meant the 47A, which her big thing is the trait other characters can't be healed. So I just kind of went into damage and trying to do as much as possible without letting people heal. I threw on Agatha with the Darkhold just because she's not on many of my teams. And then Elsa, I just put her on at full points so she can be a little bit more of an attacker with the trick arrows. And again, if we're looking at the potential unbench ban list, I threw on Sakari and Iron Man with the Cloak of Levitation, Venom Magneto with the Spin Ring for some extra movements, and then Orb with the Pumpkin Bombs. He alone just has a potential to, if he crit hits with the Pumpkin Bombs, that's 4 damage. And then again, Elsa will let him do extra damage, and they can't heal. And then Venom Magneto with the Spin Ring allows him to move a little bit further just because he's the extended base. We have then also Saturnine, the 35.1, and then what did I say?
Wow.
The extra damage, that's from Harley Quinn that I threw on here. So I went unthemed with this one. So the big thing with the Elsa Bloodstone is I think she does pair really well with that Harley Quinn. So the super rare from Notorious, which is if you were the first player when an opposing character is damaged by a friendly character's attack, after resolutions deal that opposing character 1 unavoidable damage. If they're not KO'd, heal them 1 click. So basically, whenever they're dealt damage, you deal them an extra damage, and then they would not be able to heal because Elsa Bloodstone was on the map. So that was the main trick with the team. And then I had 10 points left over, so I just went with a Colossal Carnage. So she seemed kind of fun to build with. Who built with her?
300 points of Ninja Turtles on martial artist. Her at 75. And then just add your equipment. That's what I got. No, I think you could. I didn't build her. I would have been Mystical or Warrior.
Okay.
I think those are both really good keywords for her. Sorry.
Yep. So I went Spider Family. This is the trend for today. I'm on a shtick for Spider Family. This is also going to be for also with Jeremy's question because it actually has the figure for him. But it's a Spider Viking, the Spider-Man from the OP kit that came out. Playing at low and it's friendly characters that are less points and share a keyboard with Spider-Man have the Spider Family team ability.
Okay.
The Legacy Invisible Woman to give out the shield tokens. Barring, if he's on the ban list or not. And I got Sakarian as well. I gave him the all-black sword. The WWE figure that I'm going to say to Jeremy that I think is one of the most playable figures. And we'll get into that once I get to the figure that makes him, I think, extremely playable. And that's Roman Reigns at 40. I gave him the motorcycle, so now he's a 4 through 6 senses. And he also has starts off with normal charge plus 2 speed. Elsa Bloodstone at 40. Madison, the next phase release day, and she's the one that's really going to get Roman Reigns there because if Roman Reigns has 1 action token, he has charge, and when he uses it, he doesn't half his speed. And after resolutions, you heal him 1 click for each character he hit. So now you're going to go ahead and perplex him up, potentially his speed or his attack, and he's going to be able to have charge because you're going to give him the action token, and since he didn't take an action that turn, he's going to be able to. So he's going to have full movement charge, hitting 13 for 3. uh, flurry sidestep. So yeah, then after when he uses flurry, he may move one square after the first attack resolves. So that way, you're able to keep him, all over the map. Marvella and Mary Jane Watson, and then I have 15 points left. It's going to be 5 points for what's it going to be?
Oh man, Cloak of Levitation.
Yeah, I was thinking about it. No, the Cloak of Levitation is not. It's going to be the Traffic Barrel. And then I have 10 points left. And so I'm looking at potentially putting trick arrows on Elsa Bloodstone, or even that Spider-Man.
Well, those are free though.
So I do have to spend.
So you have even 10 points left over.
Elsa does not have. Oh, she does have martial artist. No,
Yeah, she
Marksman.
Well, she has marksman.
you get rid of that. And yeah, you want to give Spider-Man. Then you want to give Spider-Man's a decent object. Probably give him the power gem because he's hypersonicing 8. And he's going to have the empower, so potentially you want to have him hit first before you have Roman Reigns move up there, so he'll be a 12 for 5 with super strength after his TK. So you'll be that 1-2 punch with him and Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I like Reigns.
With Elsa Bloodstone there to make sure that characters can't be healed. So, and she's now 4 through 6 senses, and she's less points than Spider-Man. So it gives her a little bit more flexibility with survivability. Sakari and I was almost tempted to just give him the motorcycle too, so that way he's a 4 through 6 senses, but I figured that's just dumb. So the all black, I'm fine with taking a few turns to load him up for the objects. I know the cloak is the go-to, but I don't know. I figured why not try if something else is different and okay.
Yeah, not bad. I like it. Who else has a build for Elsa?
I do.
What do you got, Dan?
So I actually also went Spider-Man family, but I went in a different direction. So I tried to protect Elsa, actually. So I went Prime Wonder Woman. So shout out to Harris with the utility belt and the green ring. Spider Viking. I know she's not as good in this format with the no healing, but Death Metal Wonder Woman for 50. Elsa with the trick arrows. What is it? The Spider-Man, the Switch dial, the PS4 one from CAAV. I still haven't figured out what equipment I want to put on him yet, but I was thinking about something for that. And then the Spiderling from EarthX, just because I feel like retail is more prominent in silver than modern. So
It's an
on the off chance. What was that?
I said that's a understatement.
Okay, so on the off chance that say somebody gets hit, she pings the retail and they die, so that's a good trade for me. And then she also lets me reroll my super senses, so that's not bad considering my entire team has it at one point or another.
Yeah, she's not bad. I like that.
Yeah, for sure.
No, she's pretty solid for 30 points. So
yeah.
And then, or let's see, Aaron, do you have a build for Elsa?
Yes. Hold on a second. I found shenanigans.
All right.
Alright. Let's see. Summer mystical build. Run her at low dial. Keep her in the back and enjoy the fact that I'm that guy. Running full point Thor Loki with the trick arrows. And my last 100 points.
And that's the legacy, right? From War
yeah,
Realms?
he's talking about the 250 point legacy.
Yes.
Yeah. 250. Hit like a brick house, especially with arrows. Where is it? Hold on. I had a figure in mind. It's the last one I'm looking for. Say what?
Oh, nothing. You're good.
Alright. Saturnine, Ellie, so I can have Taro on this team. And then Blackheart with the Shot Gauntlet.
Blackheart is banned.
Oh, that's right. Hold on.
It's your format. How'd you miss that?
I've been at work since 6 a.m. Eastern. It is almost midnight. You leave me alone.
Yeah. I get it.
I missed what the main piece that you said was for 250.
Thor and Loki.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I like that. That's a funny strat. It's just like, can you whoop on them that much or not?
And I guess the last 50 will be Khazar, so they get extra movement when I need them to.
Okay. I like that. Pete, did you have a build?
What'd you say?
Did you have a build for Elsa?
No, I said I did not actually.
Okay.
I gave you my Martial Waters build, which is the turtles again.
Yes, it was forgettable. That is right. I remember now.
Oh, yeah.
Dang, that is just mean.
It was not a real team. All right, so moving on to Wheels of Vengeance, Vengeance. So this is a piece that just dies. So I threw him on a monster theme team, put Avatar of Ahmed on there with Cathan just so he can do as much damage as possible before he dies. I also put on Prime Lilith so that if he does base somebody, she can kind of pop up to him, and she's got the spin ring, so she can spin ring him away. And then when he does die, then that gives you a little over 100 points to bring something else in, so that you can hopefully not lose. Then I also threw in Venom Magneto, Venom Wolverine, and then again Sky Tyrant all black. I'm really looking forward to playing this guy again. Venom Magneto, the Commissioner, and another Legacy Daredevil because he has been good to me. And then that is 395 points. So Pete, nifty traffic barrel.
Thank God it's back. I was worried it wasn't going to be.
Yeah, the traffic barrel. Let's go.
Yeah.
Who else has a...
I like how this... Sorry.
I made a drop ship vengeance team. Spider-Man family. Yeah.
Jesus.
Yeah. We're gonna go ahead and do.
Miles is gonna do it.
And 1776 since he's soldier. We're gonna play the Wonder Woman 80 Green Lantern at 75 points for his 19 defend with the broadsword, since he can already generate the constructs. The Legacy Invisible Woman to help Vengeance survive a little bit longer by giving him a shield token. Sakarian with the cloak. White shirt with a Sinestro ring. And Absorbing Man Prime on my sideline, and I got 5 points left.
God damn it.
I think my favorite part about this team is that you did not sacrifice Vengeance on purpose in your dropship.
No, it's meant to keep him alive.
Okay, good job.
Yeah. You have to concentrate on keeping him alive. Having played against him, he just gets mold. Yeah. That's some real easy points sitting on the board right there.
Amazing sculpt, but he gets rocked.
He gets wrecked real hard.
Give him a little bit of leeway to survive. The 19 defend, I know it's really not much, but plus trying to get barriers and whatnot. His Vengeance can also, I guess get to places with his 11 speed, but I'm not really expecting that much.
He's just in a hurry to die.
Yeah, of course he is, but that's why we have a follow-up.
Y'all just don't like Vengeance.
No, it's very cool, awesome sculpt.
$500. So Vengeance is back.
He could have been 75 points, I think, but it's 120 points for something that dies on click 8 really, really quick is just not great.
I feel like you could have been 90, like 90 points, like a little under the 30 year build, like because he does a lot.
Yeah, giving up 90 sounds better than giving up 120.
Yeah, no, I know.
Trying to figure out why they
I'm assuming because his damage power is really good. He's got a good steel energy where he can heal like a crap ton. So
yeah, but, you're just gonna get knocked right past that really
yeah,
easily. Decided.
Did anyone else build besides me and Miles with Vengeance?
I did, and I actually think I could save him. So
let's hear it.
All right, so I got Vengeance at 120. I got the good old Super Skrull at 75 from Fantastic Four, because I mean that's just a good 75 points even now. I have the Falcon for the dropship, just to like I'm always an aggressive alpha player, so like if I can do it, I'm gonna be all the way across the board and in front of you. And then I got the Captain Marvel Prime, because hey, if Vengeance gets hit, Marvel's gonna be like, I got this. Actually, I'm gonna take this hit for you.
Oh, that one. Okay.
Getting hit. Yeah, he's getting hit, so don't worry about it.
Yeah. So, but I thought, hey, then Marvel's an amazing range attacker, and then he's like, I can take a hit for you. It's fine. It's totally okay. And then Frenchie, I thought would be cool, because being able to put him on Vengeance for free, because he has the vehicle keyword to give him sidestep and close combat expert up front, seems pretty good, because then I'm hitting for 5. I'm a 13 for 5 top dial at minimum. Or I could give him stealth and perplex, or I could give him. He already has willpower and all that, so I would either go the stealth, energy explosion, and perplex, or the sidestep and close combat expert.
Well, with Frenchie and Cathan, and because I put Amit and Cathan on him, so he'd actually be a 14 for 6. So he might be able to kill one thing before he gives up 120 points. That's not bad.
I mean, he has 3 targets, so he should be able to hit more than one thing.
Yeah, when
if someone
spreads that out.
Or in a state with more than 4 people, worlds or any major event that's not just your local, I will send you first appearance of Vengeance graded at 9.8. That's a challenge. That's a challenge. I want to see someone do this.
I want to take that challenge now.
Yeah.
Wait, do you have to place or win, Miles?
Top 4.
Top 4. Okay.
Yeah.
Kind of sweaty, but all right, I like it.
The only thing I've heard from this is basically I'm willing to give up 75 points for that piece. That's what I took.
Hey, wait. No. I'm willing to give up 50, because I would gladly trade Captain Marvel Prime out for him, and then it's like, hey, Vengeance is still gonna whack you a couple more times, hopefully.
It'd be nice to be able to save him for another turn, yeah.
Well, you might be able to save more than one turn. That was what I was thinking. You might be able to get 2 turns out of that save from Captain Marvel.
Yeah, maybe it's better to throw that Marvel on that team with the Invisible Woman, so that way it's even harder to kill him. So at least you have a chance to retaliate.
You could go all the way back to the Ultra Chase Marvel and revive him too. If you want to stick with that.
Oh well, he's not Soldier, but that was what I was going for, was Soldier right now.
He looks really cool. This was a character I was really happy was going to get made, and then it was a little bit of a rough dial, so I'm a little bitter about it.
Yeah, I think if he would,
I was a huge fan of him as when he first appeared.
I would think if his defense stats were a little better. Like he's got good stuff, right? Because his hypersonic is pretty solid. I mean, he's got the good damage power, because if he hits you until your next turn, opposing characters can't reduce damage by more than 1. I mean, that's good for something like Kong. Like, now Kong's reducer is kind of useless.
Just give him more clicks, I guess. Even that would have been better.
Yeah.
Only 7 clicks, yeah.
All right, did anyone else get a build with Vengeance or no? Pete, did you get Vengeance?
No, I everything you guys told me about him, I did not. I couldn't fit 4 turtles on with him, so I'm sorry. I apologize.
All right. Aaron, did you get a Vengeance build? What are your thoughts on Vengeance?
He looks really nice on a shelf.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
That probably wraps him up pretty well. Then the next one was kind of a neat combo. It was the Grand Prize Apocalypse with both House of X Richter and the X-Men Rise and Fall Speed Weasel. So those are all pieces that I actually like quite a bit. I put them on an X-Men theme. I did Weapon Hex with the Soul Sword as well. Speed Weasel, I gave the Octopus Arms. That's something that I talked with Miles about. I'm sure that made his team as well. Again,
Yes.
Sky Giant with all black. And then I added Genesis and Venom Magneto. Just the Genesis APOC combo with these pieces, and just kind of seemed to make them a lot stronger. So that is what I had. I think I'm at like 375, so 380 with the barrel. What did
Sounds about right.
what did you build with this one, Miles?
So I did pretty much the same thing. I did add that Spider-Man just because I like that Spider-Man because it gives APOC and Genesis senses on their last click. So you can be more aggressive with them. So that way they can get the 4 through 6 better rollout, as well as having their blades roll out. And then I also threw on the Penguin from Notorious.
I mean, what he gives out is pretty good for 40 points.
Yeah, the energy explosion knockback, the precision strike is really good. And then you have a Speed Weasel with the Ock Arms is just ridiculous because that stacks. So you roll the blades twice, you then place twice. That's extremely good. So, and then it just sucks that they're not less points than that Spider-Man, so they can't get the 4 through 6 senses. But yeah, Richter is extremely good with that. I gave him the motorcycle because I want to have him have the 4 through 6 senses. And then I also had Morph on there.
Well, he already has
that way he's a
senses
four-
on top dial.
Oh, Richter?
Yeah.
Oh, what? Did I look at the wrong Richter? Oh, what the hell? Yeah. Oh, I don't know. I added the wrong Richter like an idiot. The bad Richter is who I added. So I actually saved some points there.
Yeah, this one for 40 points was great. I played him a lot.
Yeah, it's extremely good. And that Protected Mystics is really good too.
Yeah.
Yeah, I went for just like a straight aggressive, try and get as much rollout as possible. I know with the all black out there, it's kind of, hit or miss. And so like what I'm really hoping for is to overwhelm them with the APOC and Genesis. So that way I get that KO'd, I get those 15 points, and I still have my rollout.
Right.
So that's the main thing is pretty much to sacrifice APOC and Genesis just to get them to KO that.
Yeah,
And getting a 4 through 6 senses, I feel like makes them a little bit less likely to die. And of course, like because if they have precision strike, then it's just regular senses, so it doesn't feel as bad as it potentially could.
Yeah,
So,
I like that Spider-Man on there.
Yeah, Spider-Man's just. I really like him in Modern too, but like right now, it's just he dies, sadly, to what's in the meta right now.
Who else made a team for this one?
Ooh, I did not for this one. So,
Aaron, did you get a team for this one?
I did not.
I thought you would have done at least a midpoint Apocalypse. Pete, did you make a team for Apocalypse, Speed Weasel, and Richter?
I did not. I'm sorry.
All right. Well, then we are moving on. Next one was Barbados. Did anyone make a team for Barbados?
I am in the middle of making one. He is interesting. Giving out monsters the Batman enemy is extremely good, especially with APOC and Genesis. So that way you don't have to worry about having porters on your team to get an attack replacement.
Mm-hmm.
So the cheapest monster, what character with a decent attack is? Where is he at? It's not Jeff. I had her somewhere. Hell Cow is potentially, but not really. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out who I'm going to be using as my main attacker. But this does get Abomination useful because now you can, get a better attack.
I don't know if that makes it useful.
Probably the best Man Thing from next phase is probably going to be the play that you're going to want to do by getting that 12 attack handed out to your APOC and Genesis. With Barbados.
Or Barbados, because he needs it with his 10 attack.
Exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah, everybody. Man Thing's going to probably be the best for sure. There's something there. If you have him, sweet. I recommend trying him out. If you don't have a figure, I'm not going to say reach out and try and get him because he's still ridiculously overpriced and he's not worth the $50 people are asking, especially for a figure that's never seen play. So,
yeah, because he was too expensive when he came out, and now it's just I don't know. Honestly, for silver, I almost would play him at 200. That's like you're getting really good stat bumps. I don't know.
But the only reason why I say play him at 100 still is because there's just so many figures that you can get with a better attack, so that way you're able to make up for that.
No, I was thinking purely for silver because he's half your build, right? Then you're just like, all right.
There's
my
so
silver.
Many good silver monsters though, and being able to give him a 12 attack on his 100 point dial and still get all those powers I like.
No, I don't think you're wrong. That was just my thought about it.
Either way, whether you play him at 200 or 100, I think the first piece of modern that you want to throw on is going to be that Man Thing, because 55 is a great piece, but handing out that 12 attack is just ridiculous.
Well, he's also a good bodyguard too, because basically they both have stealth, right? So you can target them both in hindering. Barbatos can just shoot from like way far away. He can basically carry Man Thing around because he is also a giant, but I'm pretty sure he has flight.
He does have flight, yeah.
Yeah, he has flight, so you can carry Man Thing around if you need to. I think that's actually quite good. So,
and if you do the APOC Genesis route, which is something I recommend, another figure, that Penguin is not a bad option because you can protect your. I know it's only for one turn, but you're able to give out blades. So whoever's going to be potentially have the biggest threat, you can just go ahead and give them blades precision strike, which isn't too bad at all for Man Thing since he's a giant. So I like the options there for him. So
this does not theme with 4 Ninja Turtles. But Barbados got some play. Redmond, you tried some teams with him.
Yeah,
he was always a weird fight because he does so many unique things that you almost kind of had to leave him for the end, and then at the end he would have that steel energy and multiple attacks and everything, and he's not. There's something there with him. I don't. 100 points is a lot for that defensive power when Penside just rips right through him. So I don't know. I did not build a team with him. I think he's kind of a cool piece. I think he's an interesting idea. I just think that he probably needs to be about half cost would be my thought, but that's me.
Well, that's why you play him at 100. That's his half cost line.
No, I'm saying he needs to be like 50 to 75. Yeah.
I feel like he's too good for 50, but whatever. That's fine.
So I leaned into the sharing the team ability, the Batman enemy one also. I try to just get as many pieces with 12 attack just because as soon as something gets hit, it usually doesn't have that 12 attack anymore. So this kind of just gave everything the opportunity to stay at a 12. So him at 100, and then I did the Zombie Wolverine combo again with Amit. And then the Prime Doppelganger, again, just really like him. The King Deadpool and Elsa Bloodstone, trick arrows on them, right back to Sky Tyrant in the all black, and then Venom Magneto, and then I actually put the Nightbringer on him because Barbados is a giant, but he's still just a single base, and then he gives himself the Batman ally team ability, so he has stealth. So just trying to keep him, I can TK him out and maybe make an attack, and then TK him back, and then Nightbringer ring both Venom Magneto and himself, so that he's always in stealth. Seemed pretty strong, and then if you can kind of balance that out, you can have Sky Tyrant come up with either Zombie Wolverine or Doppelganger and just help kind of base too. So I kind of like the combo, just a lot of 12 attacks, and everyone just kind of odds are can get that 12. Aaron, did you make a team with Barbados?
I did not, sir, but I'll make one and get it posted in the comment.
It's definitely a fun piece to actually build with. Dan, did you do one?
No, but I like the Man-Thing combo. That's where I would start, is right there, just because I just like how they operate together. So,
Which is
and
monster.
he's a 12 or an 11, like his entire dial, and Man-Thing's hard to chew through. So I would think that for me would be pretty good.
Yeah,
I might even go Venom. I might even go Venom Thanos just to potentially share like shape change with the Barbados, because I mean, at least then I'm giving him some kind of rollout. I know it's banking on leadership, but but he does give some synergy there, and he's a leader, so it's not bad.
Yeah, actually, I do like that combo. Giving him that rollout could be big.
Yeah, and I was kind of cruising through Deity. I think Monster is really the better way to go. But, maybe somebody could post a team and prove me wrong, which is a very common occurrence in HeroClix.
You could technically Spider-Man family him, and then you could add the 25-point Spider-Man that gives adjacent characters the wildcard keyword or wildcard team ability, and he could copy Spider-Man ally. And then you could obviously do Madam Web and all that shenanigans, but you're paying a pretty good, like, chunky points for that. So
I think Monster's where it's at, so that way you can hand out that Batman enemy. I think that's the bread and butter to make him good.
yeah,
Because I mean that 8 range is not. I mean that's not bad at all. So, and he pretty much has a
All right, boys.
cover 4. So
You got to take off, Aaron?
It is. Yeah, it's midnight and I'm home. But any of the leftover stuff when we post or when you post this episode, I'll go through and I'll build some of the builds. There are some things I just made an onslaught build I want to share and stuff like that. So
Awesome.
I'll continue my side once it gets posted.
All right, man. Thanks a lot for joining us. And
yeah, thanks, Aaron, for coming on.
We'll definitely
man.
keep up with the
Talk to you guys
results
soon.
for the silver event, so we can give those to you too.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Absolutely. I'll talk to you later.
All right, later.
All right, and then next is Mork's Onslaught build. Did anyone get a chance to build with Onslaught?
I did actually, because I had built a team with Onslaught without knowing about this, actually. So,
What do you got then, Dan?
so I went in a different route. So I went Onslaught, I went Kamo, I went Deadpool, and also Bloodstone with the trick arrows. I went Griever, and then I went Moleman. Griever at 50 with so she's gonna have I think I gave her Avatar of Khonshu for free, and then so I have the older Venom symbiote for free on Kamo, just to give him a rollout, because it was 4 points, so it just felt worth it to put it on there for him to give him a cheap rollout when he's not on his back end clicks. Moleman was cool because he gives other friendly characters of the monster keyword have free move 1 square, so that allows Kamo to move for free to poof away without him actually having to have like a motorcycle or the cloak or something. And then Griever is there for anti-Ivy tech at 50 points, because terrain markers and objects can't be generated within 6 squares of her. So, and then King, Deadpool, and also Bloodstone are just good for 55 points for my modern stuff. And then Onslaught was there just because he can being able to free move 1 with Moleman, or then just phase up and then do his free triple target mind control or TK or something was just a solid choice. And then his prob is really good. So that was where my head was at with it.
Yeah, this is a piece that I've tried to build with a bunch of times, so I actually didn't get a team done with this one. I just always start with him, and I just can't make something that I'm happy with.
With the no Blackheart, the Blackheart was like, oh cool, I just poof him up the map and then he just does onslaught things. So, but without Blackheart, that kind of tweaked that. But I actually like the Moleman idea, and then because the free move 1 square is at least pretty decent. Because he is a colossal, so if I'm not facing other colossals, he can just automatically break away and move away without me having to phase. So I thought that part was kind of neat. He's a little shallow for 125, but with silver, that's why I paired him with Kamo, because I then have like close attack threat. So basically, like Onslaught's kind of almost like bait. It's like, well, he's gonna be really annoying with that triple target mind control from really far away.
I've seen him surprisingly hold his weight though for 125. His dial doesn't look like he should, but he does usually.
So, but that was my thought. Was yeah, no, I don't think he's bad. It's mainly just how you use him. So, and like I said, I think he's actually pretty good because, he can't be targeted unless you're 5. If you're 5 or more away, and with his range and movement, I think that's a pretty good choice. So.
Yeah, he works well.
And again, being giant now is so much better because he can probably go most turns. He'll probably only have 1 action token on him, if any.
Yeah, which when he was modern legal was not a thing. So he's, I guess, a little bit better now, even just with that. Just the point cost is a little high, but he seems to last. He is way better than he looks on that card.
So he has good protection because he's got protected outwit, mind control, and side blast. So you have to, if you're going to do pen damage to him, you either have to have some form of just like ideal penetrating damage, or exploit, right?
Right.
So that 18 invuln is better because even a surfer, you're not going to be cutting straight through him and doing 5 damage, right? You're going to be doing 3 maybe at most, unless you're bumping it up some other way.
Yeah. Miles or Pete, did you guys make teams for Onslaught?
I thought we were reviewing Peter's team. I'm sorry, I did not. I'm just looking at Peter Marshfield's team. If Miles wants to talk about if he built anything.
Oh yeah, what I was actually going to say is, even though I did not get a chance to make a team because I always struggle with him, if you look at Peter Marshfield's team, I feel like this is definitely pretty close to something that I would build. So it's Onslaught with the Avatar of Tauret. He put Dawnbreaker on there with the Broadsword construct, and then Doppelganger with Amit, Sky Tyrant with All Black, and then the Commissioner with the Darkhold, and then a 15-point Wendigo. So I actually like this quite a bit. Only thing is maybe I would try to just throw on a Venom Magneto just because the mobility that I could give some of the other people I like a lot. Either Sky Tyrant just to make sure that you can bring him back safely, or give him a little head start, or even just Doppelganger because he only has a 5 charge. So, but yeah, I like this team a lot, Peter. Miles, are you back?
What's interesting is this team is mostly silver, right? Like, this is completely silver. So if he's building for a silver build, you could. There's so many pieces that could easily
besides
come
the
off.
avatars, yeah, and the
there's the avatars. You can free up some points in modern pretty quickly. Like, is a Doppelganger 53B at 65, 75 points better than one? I don't. Oh, Carnage Silver Surfer's not legal, so that was the easy go-to in Monster. But I'm just thinking, like, in Modern and Monster. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's a really cool team. I think Peter did a nice job with it. I always agree. I've played Onslaught a couple of times, and he's pretty much only getting hit if you leave him out there. And now that, because you can take the action tokens off with the great size,
right?
He's a lot better. And you're so overlooking the one power of, like, you basically just take equipment and stuff out of people's hands and knock them back 9 squares. So, like, all of a sudden you're changing the map control of people that you're hitting. So,
yeah,
that's true, and that is also even better now with the close, because he can triple target close attack now. So.
Oh yeah,
that's a lot better even than it used to be, because before, when he was originally out, you could only close attack the one person. So now it's like, oh, he can hit 3 people and do that. You have to choose a hit character, but still having more targets to do that too is really good.
And then one thing I keep forgetting is Doppelganger actually has Mystical, so he has Cthon on the sideline, which is why he has Amit. So now Doppelganger is a 13 for 4. And then he's got Steel Energy and Poison. So I actually like that combo quite a bit. Doppelganger's been good to me, though, so he'll always have a place with us.
Yes, Doppelganger is so good.
Miles, did you say that you did build a team for Onslaught?
I did not know. I was in the middle of building it when all the stuff went on with my family today, so... I wasn't able to have a time finishing it. It's nice to see Dawnbreaker, for sure.
Yeah, that was. I think
Yeah, that
it's
was-
really the only piece I think from Rebirth that has a chance to shine in silver is Dawnbreaker.
I agree. There's something there with Dawnbreaker. Just with because you basically copy the other team's constructs that they're making and all that stuff, and you get +1s to them. So I've always thought Dawnbreaker was really good.
Yeah, there's a
You
chance
could
for
make
20
him work.
defense. If he's occupying clear terrain and they're occupying hindering, he's a 20 defense from range.
Seems good to me.
Yeah.
All right, and then next we have a Major Logan X-Men team. This one's from McConnell Lamar. So this one, we actually did a practice run with a Major Logan a couple times. He's actually really good. So I went X-Men theme like he asked. Probably not the total direction that he's looking for. With Major Logan, you want to try to take advantage of getting as many people on your team that possibly share a keyword with an opposing character. So I put both Scott Porters on there, and then Apocalypse and Genesis. And then if Sakari and Iron Man, Sky Tyrant come back, you're going to see them a ton. All black sword on Sky Tyrant, cloak on Saki. So pretty much the idea is just throwing as many pieces on here as you can to make it a good chance that you see the opposing character or someone with the same name. And then again, I actually put Doppelganger on there as well. And then Surtur for 25 points. But actually, now that I'm seeing Amit and Kathan, I feel like I kind of want to add that on here too. So I might take off Surtur and do that.
Is Jubilee not banned anymore? Or was she ever banned?
She is not
Never been
banned,
banned.
but there's a good chance that there's no Professor X for X-Men swap, and that was her biggest thing. She was not played until X-Men swap was a thing, because if you don't lose map, it's really hard to get her off, especially in silver with the turns being a little longer.
I was gonna say that's like still just feels like a really good 50 points. Like, yeah, I guess that's fair. You're worried about her just dying, but
Yeah, if you don't win map, then it's a good chance, because I think it's turn 4, turn 5. I think it's turn 5, isn't it?
It's turn 5, yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, getting to turn 5 in silver is like an achievement.
I think getting to turn 5 in modern is an achievement.
Well,
Honestly,
that's because you play so slow.
Dang.
I have even at the Rock Cup, I think I got in at least 4. If I won, then yeah, it's 4 I'd win. But games never ended. Like, time was never called with me having probably less than 6 turns at Rock Cup.
Yeah, so it just makes Jubilee. She's a hard play then, and for that reason.
Because
I just like the idea of her the turning into the dragon. It's like, all right, I have one map, and now we're gonna go to that, and that's always the idea. That just feels like a solid choice. But yeah, if you lose map, you are SOL basically.
Yeah, she's gone. Did anyone else make a team with this one?
I did not. I got the next one.
This was silver, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, because you put Sakarian on there and stuff. That's right. Yeah. I had just started with like him and Manifold as of right now because I was like, I did not know where to go with it, and I was trying to go a little bit of a slightly different direction. Because I was also thinking, what was it? I still really like Chase A, and he still feels pretty good for 70 points.
Yeah, not bad. Oh, I did have a motorcycle on him too, because that then gives him the charge flurry.
Yeah.
Pete,
he got. I didn't make a team, but he got played against me the other night, and honestly, I was surprised at how good he was.
Oh, okay. Oh, you played him against Oliver, right? He played him.
Yeah, he does some things against Kong that are pretty effective. And so I had to basically really kind of sell out and ignore a Prime Colossus to try to kill that guy because he was messing with my team so much. So, yeah, poor Ollie, man. That was probably the worst night of dice I've ever seen anybody have. I think he probably honestly hit 2 attacks the whole game. But it was the Major Logan was a lot better than I thought he was. So I think he's gonna see an uptick in play.
For sure, yeah. He already looked like kind of unique and fun, but he plays way better than he even looks. And if you kind of can guess, if you can easily pick things like Scott Porter's or Kong's, there's so many things that require that D6 roll. If you can give yourself +1 to all D6 rolls or one D6 roll and take a 1 away from your opponent, that's like just crazy good. So, and then next one is Iconic's Iron Man. This one was one I was not able to get to. I think you guys made one though, right?
Yeah, I didn't make one because Wesley Summers, I think, was able to find the best way to utilize them, and so it would have just been a rip off of his team. He
Do you want to
he got
explain that
second
one?
place at Rock Regional. Yeah, so he used Steve Rogers for the Watcher. So it's AC Units has it at 365. So I'm guessing they're probably missing a few equipment. But he had two of the swap Captain Americas, one at 75 and one at 40. Hawkeye and Hawkeye. Steve Rogers to bring in the Watcher Super Rare from Disney Plus. And then he had the Pegasus Cap, both Porters, and Prime Hulk. And so I'm guessing he's going to be doing some swapping, obviously, to get the Iron Man on there. And the interesting thing is with the Watcher is that he has the power after he rolls at the beginning of the game. He can get up to 3 of the the what if tokens, and when he uses it, you just you replace a character with the same name from the sideline on their starting line. So you're able to bring in one of your Iconics Iron Mans and then free swap to bring in a 10.1, and Watcher's going to power action to replace that Iron Man with another Iron Man on your sideline, and his starting line's click 1. So now you're getting an 80-point figure for free, essentially. So he was able to get, I think it was 3, potentially 4 in one game on the map. So I'm not quite sure how he lost the finals. It was a double Blackheart team. So, I mean, there's that. You know, it's Blackheart with MOE swap and stuff. So
The
maybe that
X-Men
could have
Rise
been
and
it.
Fall one, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
2 of them. Yeah, but that was a very unique build, and it was so cool. Like, I don't think that's a broken thing. It's like, you know, because a Watcher it's so cool to see someone actually make that Watcher play it by finding the loophole of bringing in all those Iron Mans. I just wish that there was some game footage of it, because, yeah, that just seems extremely awesome. And I figured there was no reason to even try and build a team different, because I think that the first team for Silver with the Iconics, I think was pretty much the best that you're going to get by having multiple Iconics Iron Mans on the team. Because that's a potential 240 points. So you're talking a 540 or 640 point team, and for Silver, it's insane.
Yeah, I know that. That's kind of my thinking too, where you're not beating that build.
Yeah. Maybe he just rolled bad in the finals. So he only got 1 what if token.
Yeah, that'll obviously change it then.
Yeah.
Peter, Dan, did you get a team in with Iconics Iron Man?
I did. I think what Miles was talking about was it Wes Summers that did that?
Yeah.
I mean, that's phenomenal. The thing is and I've played the Iron Man. There's some of them that are rollout dependent. There's some of them that are really they're not reducing pen damage, so they're not quite as hard to kill as you think they are, even if you bring in like a swarm of them. But I think honestly the best way for me to utilize him in Silver would be on Avengers is such an easy keyword to build in Silver. So I started with the Iconics Iron Man. I went back way back to Star Fox from Avengers Infinity with Mjolnir, because there's not been many attackers that are more effective than that guy. I went if he comes off the ban list, Saki for 50 points and 5 for the cloak is amazing. I always loved Voyager from ABPI. And in Silver, you're going to see other things, other game elements, equipment, special terrain, or location bonuses. So she's going to basically always be at her 0 click. So she's a great transport piece, and she can also carry giants, which is nice. I then went with the Prime Captain America from Avengers 60th, 29B and Super Soldier Serum, just so I could have a constant source of healing because he's rolling either leadership or willpower, and willpower plus one with Super Soldier. And then I broke out a piece that Miles kept telling me was great, and I kept waiting for it to be great. And here we are, Legacy Scarlet Witch Miles, 10 range probability control.
Oh yes, she's Before she rotated, I gave her the shot gauntlets.
Yeah,
and she was insane.
And though, just to give some extra rollouts, 25-point Spider-Man, that gives anybody with the Avengers keyword team player, which then, of course, you're copying the Spider-Man team ability. So you at least have some super senses, and then Star Fox's super senses get even better. And then a good old-fashioned giant girl at 10 points because she's great. And on the sideline, Peggy Carter, and I had 5 points left, so the nifty traffic barrel made it. Yeah, I know. Thanks. So some of the team pieces I looked at that I couldn't make work on the team, but I really liked in the Avengers thing was like Legacy Ant-Man, who comes in for Pym or Hank Pym, Wasp, or Giant Man, and can change size of characters. I really think that's a super cool ability. Thanos from Avengers Forever, the 100-point that gets the control tokens.
Oh, the chase?
I think I've always thought there was something there with that guy. Charge, running shot, control token. Then somebody within 4 squares can make an attack on Avengers. And then also Avengers. Yeah, so that was some of the other pieces I was kind of trying to get out of the team or fool around, but I'm pretty happy with that team. I would honestly play that Avengers team in a silver event, and I would feel, I think, reasonably good about it. The fun part of the Iconics Iron Man is it's just such a great utility. Like, you can pick what you bring in, to start your 10 points. So
the change to motorcycle really helps get Hulkbuster above that threshold, I feel like, since he has that flurry. I think it's worth paying an extra 15 points just for that, to bring him in.
Yeah, I do like that team, though. McConnell's last entry was a 150-point Krakoa, which, sadly is its lowest line. So this one was a little bit harder to build. I kept deleting quite a bit. So I started with the 150-point Krakoa, which immediately ate up 150 points of modern. So I just tried to do as much as I can with the most efficient. So I went right back to Sky Tyrant with the all black. I went with the Prime Lilith. I went with monster theme, and so she's got a 19 defense, so I actually put Captain Carter's shield on her so that she's at least giving the 19 to Krakoa, so maybe it can stay a little bit higher once it starts dropping there to 17s and even 16s at the end. And then Venom Magneto, again, just trying to make sure that Sky Tyrant does something. And then Commissioner, I just put through on 4 Wendigos and then a 10-point Carnage, just hoping that you can get retails off or something like that. Because, I just don't think this is going to see any play at 150 points.
And I don't know if anyone from WizKids is listening, but, I understand the 50 points or whatever. Can we at least get to be 70, like the original starting line? Like anything but 150.
Yeah, even 70 would be like, it would not be great, but at least it's closer to playable at that point.
Printed on the dial. Seeing the 150 is just sad.
Oh yeah.
Is this like a lot of people have already said? Is it a stealth errata for the Ivies? Maybe.
I was just so excited to play this piece, and
so wasted because there was so much potential there.
Right.
That the figure wasn't played when it came out, and this was finally going to be a chance to make this figure good, and it's not. And I was building it, and I'm like, man, I want to put Man-Thing with him, but guess what? I can't.
Yeah, even the silver. Yeah, even silver. That's where I went with it too, and then immediately couldn't because it was 5 points over. Yeah, just such a cool figure, such a cool legacy card. The sculpt is awesome, and then it just is not playable. 150 points for a 10 attack, 3 damage. Just not doing it. So very sad.
Oh, and the reason why too, I guess why you don't want it to be 50. I mean, even make it 60 or even 55, I'd be fine with. It's because you don't want them to be cheated onto Gotham City with the Ivies. Like, I understand that. You have 55 points. Something to make this piece playable.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I know people are going to complain that it helps the Ivy teams, but you know what? We're going to get this figure that has never seen play.
I think 90%. Yeah. I think about 90% of the people would be okay with this piece being even 70 points, like you said.
Yeah, I mean, it's not ideal, but it's not 150 points.
I would be fine with it at 70 or 75.
I mean, hashtag justice for Krakoa.
Yeah.
Like, we need this. We need to band together for this positive. And I'm not an Ivy player, so I'm not trying to say, no, we need this for Ivy. I
want to see Krakoa.
See a legacy figure. Yeah, I don't want to see a legacy figure just collect dust. I'm one of those people that will purposely build around legacy figures to try and get them work. I mean, I did with Legacy Darkseid. I'm currently trying to do with Legacy Carnage, the 50.1 from Ultimates. The fun for me in Modern is to get these older figures that are really the legacy card. People really aren't looking too hot at them. That's what makes it fun, is that these older figures.
Absolutely.
So I want playable legacy cards, and 150 points is just not that. So let's rectify this. Since that was a clarification, let's give them an errata.
Let's do it. Justice for Krakoa.
Mm-hmm.
Did any of you guys end up making a team for Krakoa or no?
I did not.
I did not as well.
Yeah, I'd be monster if you built one.
Yeah.
That's the only thing I could figure. And he's hard, but at 150 points, he's chewing up. The problem is because he's a legacy. You only have 50 points in Modern.
Yeah, that's exactly the problem.
So it starts to get really difficult. I mean, there's still so many great monsters in Silver, obviously, but
okay, so we're gonna
think you can. Good. I mean, maybe X-Men. Is that possible?
No. I'm putting him with Doom Swap.
Okay.
Oh, with the past?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That could certainly work, yeah.
I mean, I know it's 150 points, not too much. It's way too much of your build. And then throwing on Doom Swap. But potentially, X-Men, he could be there. I mean, you get him with APOC and Genesis, you're going to, they do a few clicks of damage to him, and now he has Blades, so he's going to get a Blades rollout. I mean, that potentially could be there.
Yeah, they're doing a few clicks of damage to him.
Yeah, I started with that, but they won't be, obviously, until rotation. Once they enter rotation and they're silver, then maybe that's probably a good way.
Yeah, and that's why right now it's like Doom Swap. You can go ahead and get Pegasus Cap on there. You can play a few of the bystanders. And with probably a 25-point bystander if you want to spend $200. Get some time breakers on there.
That's a good way to spend $200.
Dang.
All right. Our last person is James Cintron. He asked about a Defenders team. This is one that I did get to build. Did you guys build the Defenders team?
I had a tough time trying to put something together just because of the silver requirement. I was like,
the silver requirements is what really hurt it, but I think I might have it.
What do you got?
So I'm building it on the spot. That's why I said I think I might have it. But we're gonna go ahead and throw Speed Weasel again, because I love Speed Weasel. Let's go ahead and give her the Arc Arms. Mimic at 100 points, because I love that Mimic.
Interesting.
And then now we're gonna do the Pegasus Cap. I mean, Pegasus Cap isn't the greatest, but I mean, without like great movement, from like Blackhearts and everything, I think it hurts him a little bit, but I'm totally fine with that. Another figure which I think is actually going to be underrated for Defenders is going to be the new Iceman. But it's for the characters that can't use special powers, modify attack +1.
Oh, okay.
It's extremely So you're also gonna. This is when you're finally gonna do the Legacy Black Knight with You're gonna give him Chthon, and you can go ahead and give him Billy Clubs if you want to give him that extra target. Which I mean, I prefer that. So where is that Black Knight at? Avengers Forever. Ghost Rider, I think, is a must. I really do. I know.
No, I agree.
People don't like Hero, but yeah, Ghost Rider is a must. Your Prime slot, I think, is pretty well covered too with Hulk.
Definitely.
So I think that's. I mean, and you still have a decent amount of modern points. Hulk benefits from Iceman. Speed Weasel doesn't. Mimic does though, and so does Black Knight. So that's gonna give you a really great start for how you want to do it.
I think Defenders gets way better after rotation, and like Arachnite and Hulk, and who else go into there? I think there's a couple other ones that go in there too. Oh, Ironhammer. Once Ironhammer and Galactus and stuff. Defenders is probably one of the top keywords that just skyrockets after into silver once rotation happens.
Oh, once rotation happens, you're going to do Ironhammer with Galactus is going to be so huge because it's your silver points, so you have no problem there.
Right.
Which I'm all for. But yeah, I mean, that Iceman, I think, is going to be extremely good there.
Yeah,
Ghost Rider's going to benefit from it. Hulk is, Black Knight, Mimic. Mimic adds, I think, a lot of options. I know people don't like him, but I honestly do at 100 points. And it wouldn't even be bad to give him a motorcycle or even a hell cycle. So that way
I've always liked him. I've always liked him for 45. I was like, I always thought was pretty solid for 45 points.
I played him, so when I did a weird sealed, I played him at 100 points, and those two stop clicks came up huge. I realized it was just sealed, but like I really liked him at that point value.
I've played him a few times. I just always feel like he dies too much. So you had more people on your team that have no special powers, I think, for that Iceman to benefit.
Yeah, the only figure that I have right now out of my 320 points is Speed Weasel. Speed Weasel is the only figure that doesn't have it.
Okay.
That won't benefit from it. But, I mean, so Mimic's going to be a 12 attack. Ghost Rider's going to be a 13 because you're going to give him Chthon. Black Knight. This is where Black Knight gets really interesting because you don't really need to worry about giving him mercy tokens because you don't want to modify his attack. I guess Chthon, you'd put him on there. So, with Iceman, he's already maxed out at his attack. Because he has close combat expert. Plus, he's going to be at the Chthon +1. And then he's going to have Iceman. So he's going to be a 13 just right off the bat. With super senses, you give him that Billy Clubs. That's going to be able to, as long as you don't KO someone, he's going to be able to heal 2 clicks. So you're able to negate that Chthon damage extremely well with that figure, I feel like. Yeah.
Yeah, it's not bad. Like I said, I
think
rotation just changes defenders a lot with what we have right now. Right, yeah. A lot of the stuff I threw on here comes right off also. I did the Empire Beast because I've seen him do some pretty good things. And then Weapon Hex, Ghost Rider from Wheels of Vengeance, Bucky's Arm, Chthon, all that stuff. Arachnite at 60 with the Soul Sword. And then Venom Doctor Strange isn't bad for silver defenders. This is definitely a piece that falls off, though, after rotation. I threw the Spin Ring on him. And then Pegasus Cap at 40. And then, Hulk. And then I had to put the Cloak of Levitation on because I only had 5 points. So that's all I could do with that. But yeah, this team will change drastically in a couple months.
Mm-hmm.
Dan or Pete, did you guys get defenders in?
I did not. I was struggling just because of the silver end of it was like, oh, there's not a lot here that I have for the 200-point floor.
Yeah,
I think there's a couple pieces that stick out for the 200-point floor. I think there's the Fast Forces Silver Surfer, the 100-point one where you can hypersonic pulse wave. I think he's a great 100 points.
Oh yeah.
Very reasonable attacker. I think Namor, Battle Worlds Namor, the 100-point Siege Perilous, phasing teleport that heals and stuff is interesting because he's also your leadership too, and he's dolphin symbol, so Miles would be happy about it. I think he's kind of cool. I think obviously the modern ones are the easiest ones to find: Ghost Rider, Arachnite,
Right.
Iceman. But then
Oh,
you can
yeah.
also still look at pieces. Like I've got like a sideline full of pieces that are like, how do I fit this on the team? So the Giants, the colossal size Iceman, the Retaliator from XDPS that just chews through other retaliation pieces, and just keeps going. The giant robot one, like Redmond said, the Beast, the cloaked Beast, Weapon Hex, Venom, Doctor Strange from CAV. There's the Chase, the one that put down the teleporter marker and then gave +2 speed to people and could transport people. And then the final one that I was looking at, which I think there's probably something there, is Doctor Strange from War of the Realms with the Warlock's Eye. So mind control when he uses it as at range, modify attack +2. So if you're mind controlling from 8 away, you're like a 14 attack with 2 targets.
Yeah, he's actually
that
not
sees
bad.
the characters and hindering. And then you also still have outwit and probability control. So I think Defenders is a wildly fun keyword, and I think there's definitely stuff there. I'm not sure, how to make the silver work, but I think that Silver Surfer automatically gets a look from me every time at 100 points of the floor. So
And like
Yeah, I was just doing the Iceman, so I was trying to find figures that didn't have a lot of special powers. That's why I went with the tank of Mimic, because that way he's able to use all those powers in 100 points. X-Men and Brotherhood give him tons of options, especially with the last few sets and whatnot, for him to have all of those.
All right, and then the our last team is Justice League. So I have been wanting to throw on Fulcrum Abominus for a while, so I did get him on there. And then I did the Wonder Woman 80 Green Lantern with Captain Carter's shield, actually, instead of the ring, just so that he has that 19 defend top dial, so he's giving people adjacent to him 20s. And then the Notorious Hal Jordan, he would get the Green Lantern ring from me. The Notorious Green Arrow, and then the Notorious Batman. Those are all the Black Lanterns. And then I grabbed JLU, the Atom from JLU, and then 2 of the Wonder Woman 80 Flashes, and then the Prime Batman for 25 points. And that's 370, so I have 30 more points to throw on here for objects and stuff. But that was my Justice League start. Did you guys get a Justice League team?
Yeah, I went in a completely different direction.
What do you got,
Go
Dan?
ahead.
So I love the Superman from the starter because I love that episode. I feel like I live like a place where it's cardboard, and he didn't have to play with cardboard that day. So I have that Superman at 60 with the Ock arms. I have Hal Jordan, the Notorious, with the 0 because unless I'm wrong, his defense power would trigger off him using the 0. Because you just have to, it's just check that you use barrier, even if you're using the at free, so he could then generate a hindering terrain marker.
Okay.
Adjacent to, he could generate the gray marker. So basically, and then I have the Martian Manhunter starter from the JLU one, so I can then move Soups.
That is specific to his barrier. That use of barrier. That's where that whole entire thing goes into.
Oh, I was like, it's literally just checking to see if he uses barrier. So,
yeah,
all right, lame. Then my whole trick here is useless then. Because basically it was gonna be he pops out the 0 and then he pops out a grave marker under the Notorious Black Lantern Batman, and then I can hopefully then that'll make it easier for him to poof across the map. So. That was the idea there, but basically, otherwise, I could retweak this. But basically, Manhunter allows Soups to go 12 squares between the sidestep and the full, and was it like half his speed value, or no, you get, what is it, half of their speed value, but you get speed +2 if you have Justice League, which is the team itself. So Superman's a 12, so he gets to go 6, so you can go 8 with the sidestep, and then he's got giant reach of 2 with the Ock arms, and then he can flurry. So I had Micron on there for because he's got Empower, and he was gonna have the blue ring to modify the attack +1 as well from the Empower.
Oh, nice.
Because he'll go across along with them. So that was kind of the idea. I'm just going across and having Superman wail on you, and then with the super strength, he should be able to knock somebody back, and then he can then place and then do the free attack again. It's a close attack, but it's fine. So that was the idea of my team. Unfortunately, I wish the zero trick would have worked. That'd have been cool to be able to free pop a grave under Batman, and then be able to make it easier for him to poof across the map. But
yeah, so there's something there though. I like it.
Yeah. So.
Miles, did you say you had one?
Yeah, so I played it a few years ago when it was modern with the JLU for online for at the Coffee and Clicks, like epilepsy event. I went with the Dr. Fate route. So I played one at 65, and then I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 at 10 points. So that way I'm going to be having 7 actions. Superman at 60 points. I give him the influence and remaker ring, so I want to get that rollout, and then that free knockback, so he can always make an attack that he knocks back for free. World's Finest with the all black, because that's just too good. Micron as my prime. Death Metal Wonder Woman, and then the starter Martian Manhunter, another one of the starter figures that I think gets underplayed, and I've played a crap ton.
Now, World's Finest is a chance that one will see the bench. So what would you put on instead of that?
So instead of him, that's where it gets iffy. I guess, I'd probably go the route of a Green Lantern dropship, potentially.
Okay.
That is what I'm worried about a little bit. But if that's the case, then you're probably going to be playing Superman Zombie. Just swap him out for 60 points.
Okay.
With the amount of TK, I'm still able to get there. I know a lot of people don't like him. I do. We're using Chase from Notorious Superman. That's the good Chase, not the crap Black Lantern Chase. So still give him Necrosword. I mean, his attack sucks, but I mean, it's not too bad. I mean, the Dr. Fate's getting up there with all that enhancement. You can just TK. You just get crazy potential.
Yeah, I think
that was the entire
Justice League just needs a little bit more, I think. But there's some strong pieces, I think. If World's Finest does get benched, that definitely hurts Justice League for sure.
Oh yeah,
it sucks that he's gonna get benched because, like, outside of Detective, he's really not played much.
Yeah,
and he's the only reason. I think he's one of the reasons why Detective is so good. Him and Hawkeye.
Yeah, honestly, that's one that I think that probably could stay. So I would not be upset if he ends up not getting benched. He is benched for our event on Sunday, though.
Pete, so I just replaced him with Zombie Superman. That's it. That'd be the only difference there.
Okay. Pete, did you make a JLU team?
Yeah, I like to build JLU, and what's interesting is it's pretty easy in Silver to get all of your base powers that you want, like TK, Prop, Perplex, Outwit, and Leadership for pretty cheap, because you've got pieces like the Flash, the 30.1, where you can choose the starting line, and then you have like Stripe is always a good one too, to start with Defend, Invuln, and Leadership. And then I kind of went with one of my favorite pieces that I always wanted to work because I just think he's cool is Lex Luthor in the Apocalypse, the Superman armor from Rebirth, the 051 at low dial for 100 points. He has Impervious, and he takes a maximum 1 damage from the first attack that hits him that turn. He also has Leadership and Outwit, and when he uses Leadership and succeeds, he then, if he uses Outwit, he can choose 2 powers instead. I thought that was a piece that just never... He was like right there, and just could never quite hit the meta. So anytime I can play him, I enjoy playing him. I did Soul Gem on him, World's Finest, Micron, because he's phenomenal. And then, of course, Death Metal Wonder Woman. And then one of the other things I did was I got the Superman from the Iconic set, the 006 at 35 points, because he has a Living Up to Superman's Example. So when Superman's KO'd, each friendly character that shares a keyword with him modifies their defense +1. So you can kind of run him up and be like, come get me. And then all of a sudden now your team gets a little more formidable. I don't think there's many better 25-point pieces than Fulcrum Dominus. And then on the sideline, I had the Superman in the black suit from the Iconic set. So I think Justice League's a very fun piece. I mean, we didn't even talk about things like Prime Batman, right? Prime Wonder Woman, right?
Yeah, Batman was on my team, but Micron is a good play.
Yeah, Batman Beyond. Legacy or non-legacy, very cool piece, works really well. Green Lantern Legacy, so there's that's just such a great keyword and such a fun keyword.
That's a figure right there after rotation that I think is going to be seeing a lot as a tentpole. That Legacy Green Lantern.
Oh, he's great
for sure. You just don't want to attack him.
No, you absolutely don't want to attack him because there's just times where you're just not going to hit him. So yeah.
Oh, with the printed 20, yeah.
And give him the broadsword. Now all of a sudden he's a
21.
Yeah, 21.
Mm-hmm.
And he can do blades from not that you really want to, but blades from range with the 10 range.
Yeah.
Well, Cathalin and Emit actually isn't too bad at that because you can choose charge blades, and so you can make him into a heavy attacker.
Oh yeah.
So
I was trying to quick read through the JLU team up cards to see if there was anything that did anything for. I'm sure there's something.
That's going to take forever. I think there were 734 JLU team up cards.
734.
And then we didn't even talk about some of my favorite pieces, like the Question and the Crimson Avenger.
Oh yeah.
I mean, the Question and the Crimson Avenger got played so much by me. They're just 2 great pieces. Yeah. So. Yeah, fun keyword.
I also feel like the Superman Beyond might be good in silver. Just like he's 175 points, but if Justice League gets enough support around him, I think I don't know. He hits like a brick, and he's hard to take out, and I don't know.
Well, we got a couple of stuff, or some things are going to enter silver again in a couple months after rotation, and then we have this Masters of Time set coming out, and there's definitely some cool pieces with that. Like I think a good chunk of the big dinosaurs are going to get Justice League.
Oh yeah, I think they do.
It looks like all of them have the Justice League keyword.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. Yeah, at least the ones that are the Batman, Superman, Flash, Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but I think there's a good number of them because I think there's going to see some of the bad guys, and then it looks like there's just some generic things too. I think there's a T-Rex with an iPad or something. All right, so last, Jeremy Talernack asks if we're going to see any WWE figures this weekend. Are there any WWE figures that you think could see play?
Eddie Guerrero.
I think that's a top one, yeah. On Warrior.
Eddie Guerrero on Warrior is, I mean, honestly, I love building Warriors, so Eddie Guerrero is always one of those pieces in the back of your head for 55 points.
I mean, hey,
yeah.
I love a prop piece to go.
Make him Morocco and then X-Men with the any sword and gets an extra rollout now too.
Yes. Yep.
Yeah, I think he's definitely a top contender for someone that we could see. What about anyone else?
I think, what is it? Finn Balor maybe on Mystical, just because, I mean, being able to just get rid of defense powers is never a bad choice.
Yeah, I could see that, because he just has Mystical, WWE, and Demon Boss. That's the one, right?
Yep, yeah. Because it's his trait, so he just has to hit you, and then you just don't get defense powers until your next turn, so.
Roman Reigns.
Yeah, I think he's up there. I got 5 here. and he's on there too. I've actually played him, probably one of the top WWE pieces that I've played. He's a lot of fun with that sidestep, and then you can kind of move in between with your flurry.
Yeah, Madison makes him insane by giving him that token so he charges for free or full speed.
And they're both celebrities too, right?
Yes.
So yeah,
that's why I had him on that team.
And
they gave him that with that Spider-Man.
And so yeah, Sunday's theme. So that's the only way to play celebrity, or the only way to play Scott Porter's, I should say, is on celebrity. So Scott Porter's with Roman Reigns and what, Madison? That's not a bad start to a team right there.
No.
Assassin with Triple H handing out Empower.
Yeah, I like that a lot, except a lot of the assassins are all shooting people, so a lot of times you're just not going to use the Empower. So I really want that to work, though, because Triple H on an assassin team sounds amazing to me.
That just sounds hilarious.
I know.
As long as you do Triple H quotes.
I'm sure I'll be doing it at some point, but yeah, unfortunately, most of your assassins are shooting people, so the Empower, just doesn't work as well for 45 points.
Are they? I feel like there's a decent amount of like good close attacker.
I mean, there's Wolverine pool, but you're probably rolling blades on that.
I've been personally victimized by Shawn Michaels and the Sweet Chin music when I didn't see it coming. At least 2 games.
Unfortunately, he's only got Degeneration X, New World Order, and WWE. So the only way that he's really getting on a team on Sunday is WWE, and I just don't think that is going to be strong enough to hold up to a lot of the other stuff. But yeah, Pete has eaten quite a few Sweet Chin musics.
The Stone Cold Steve Austin on Celebrity for his signature move, crack open a 6-pack of stunners.
Yep, that's the last one on my list.
Amazing. Yep, I'm thinking. I thought Kane and Undertaker got talk about as Kane maybe as Monster and Mystical, and Undertaker one of
Monster. I'm pretty sure Undertaker is also Monster.
It's just those point values are just way too much.
Yeah.
That's why I like Andre the Giant, though, at 110 points. Give him the Soul Gem.
At 20 defense that he has. Oh, yeah.
Well, that's right. He's not actually a giant, though. That's the funny part.
No, but he's a big guy.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what, though? Asuka, future and martial artist. Yeah. She's actually a top piece also, for sure.
Yep. Oh, yeah. Asuka.
I don't know how we missed her. No, she's really good.
Victimized by that one too. So
you've actually gotten hit by quite a few of these. I think I had that Stone Cold that we brought up earlier. I think I had a power gem on him for one of our games. He went to town.
I was gonna say that changes things. Like the power gem just kind of skews the math there a little bit.
Back before Celebrity really became a thing, that was our version of the Celebrity game. Is we all had to pick a WWE person, and then they got Celebrity, and then we built around them. And so that year I won with Eddie Guerrero on some improbable bullcrap. I don't remember what happened. Like I probbed everybody out of hits.
Yeah.
And then he hit everybody with the 3 Amigos. It was amazing. Like Eddie went to town. Which Spider-Man piece was it? He took out in like one turn, and you're like, I can't believe that just happened.
Oh, I don't even know.
Oh yeah, we should talk about doing that again. That was a wildly fun game. Because the WWE pieces just play so different than anything else in HeroClix. So, yeah.
Yeah, not to
Madison with them just is insane, too. That's why I think, if please, somebody play WWE this weekend. Please,
I think, Madison. Honestly, your best chance of seeing them is going to be on Celebrity, I would think.
Yeah.
Otherwise, Eddie Guerrero on Warrior.
Yeah.
He's good, man. He's good.
He's got that awesome proud power. You're just like, yeah, that's always a good play. So, and he's got a stop click. So,
oh, and then worth mentioning is the 5-point WWE ring. That'll probably see play from someone too.
Yeah,
that's a great piece.
Yeah, for 5 points.
That piece hit the table so many times.
Unless you're Harris, and then Galactus beats you up inside the ring.
That was rough. He never brought the ring again.
No,
I think that was the boxing ring though. But yeah, that was a funny.
Sorry, I thought it was the WWE ring.
Well, you pay 5 points, and now Saki has more powers to choose from too.
Yeah, that's the biggest thing is that opens up the WWE pack to any pick a power piece. So that is probably the most likely thing to get played from WWE is that ring. But then after that, yeah, Celebrity or Warrior for Eddie Guerrero.
I'm going back and taking the traffic barrel off my silver build to put the WWE ring on now, just so you guys know.
That's probably okay on some of the builds. All right, so that's gonna wrap it up for us. Any final thoughts out of anybody?
I want to say thanks to Aaron Morgan for hanging out with us. I also want to preemptively say thanks to Dan and Jeremy for the weekend. It's really nice of them to give up their time of being able to play Hero Clicks and some two pretty cool events to make sure that the rest of us have an enjoyable weekend and we have good judges. So shout out to those guys. Miles, I hope everything's good out there on the left coast.
Yeah, looks like they got the fire contained. So yeah, brother's house is safe. Yeah, and then also the 27th in Independence, Oregon, we're gonna have an Extreme Highlander 2v2 theme format. So please, if you're out in the Pacific Northwest, I implore you to come and join us. The Extreme Highlander theme format is that both players must use the same theme. So both players will play Mystics, both players will play Monsters. That way, we try and get more of the casual players involved. Try and maybe mitigate the amount of brokenness. I think it's gonna be a fun time for everybody. So please look it up on the win or follow the ClixMania dads for the Extreme Highlander event.
And don't mistake that one for this Sunday where you have to play a different theme specifically, so the complete opposites.
Yes.
Also to piggyback off of Pete, yeah, we do need a lot of judges, so it's always nice when people can take the time to do that instead of play. That means a lot to the rest of the players. All right.
Absolutely.
So thanks for listening. Next episode, we're going to recap our event, and then anyone that's able to make it out, we are excited to see you there. So thanks.
And if you're not down with that, we got 2 words for ya!
Click it!